All right, here we go.
Yeah, we're on.
Once we TPK, we'll ramble about
Tommy's on our
computers
time now. I was going to say we're on Tommy's time, but actually Tommy's on our time now.
That's my struggle. And that's why I can't take my fucking computer to a shop, is because then my computer's down for like 3 days and I'm out of work. But we're not worried about that. We're worried about Kingmaker. Thank you, the four of you, for helping me not die to a black pudding last night. That was super terrifying. Like,
weirdly terrifying, yeah.
Also, I mean, there were some. We just realized going back and like reviewing the fight, when Tara hit it with her pointy stick, it should have actually become 2 black puddings on us.
I'm really glad it didn't. That's spoopy as hell. But we can ramble about that later. Probably next week, when hopefully I have my fucking computer fixed, I will piggyback Idaho's stream and y'all can watch this will come out several weeks after we're done streaming the Slithering, but whatever, shut up, Tommy, it's Kingmaker time. Good job, everyone, it's time.
Oh no.
Not like this.
The timing is always so perfect.
The lag is contagious.
It was amazing.
It's time for nothing. Nothing happens. Vordakai has entered the chat. Does anyone want to volunteer to go first? Or
I actually should go last this week.
all right, fine.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Spicy. Cato Sicarius will go first.
Alrighty.
Because you just rolled.
Now you go ahead, make it so.
All right, because I'm probably the only one here who didn't prepare something. So, yes, hello everybody. Welcome back to Kingmaker.
Thanks.
I'm talking to your loyal fan base. I am playing the character Cato Sicarius, who, for those who don't know, is the son of Saul Sicarius, a very handsome and prestigious human former noble, turned noble again, I guess, kind of. Interesting. I am playing we just recently hit level 11, correct? So I'm playing a swashbuckler / fighter / monk / Aldori Sword Lord prestige class. And in the last adventure, what did we do in the last adventure? Oh yeah, we got terrified by a Jabberwocky during our downtime. That was scary. Apparently, Vordakai is a small fry in this area, in this place compared to some of the nasties that seem to be all around us. So that's scary. Yeah, but we met a cool a new friend who seems to hate me because I might have been kind of a dick to her, but hopefully we can move past that because friends are forever and rings are, well, diamonds are also forever. So I don't know how to value one over
What is
the
going
other.
on here?
Let the man justify getting his very expensive loot.
Exactly.
Friends are forever.
But so are diamonds. So yeah, work that one out in your head. But yeah, so we met a torture victim of Vordakai. That was scary. Thankfully, we're dedicated to helping her and dragging her along for the journey too, because that's awesome. And even though she's terrified and just wants to go home, so wonderful. But yeah, we decided to rest against our better judgment. We tried to push this dungeon in one fell swoop, as we were we were pretty determined to be able to full clear it without resting. But unfortunately, we reached the end of our rope, so we had to rest, and the home stretch is before us. So let's hopefully put this year of hell finally to rest. Maybe.
And at long last, we will be done with the Kazon. Oh, God.
That's all I got.
Not like this. Not like this!
Cato Sicarius out.
Cato Sicarius out. Signing off! Okay, now I'm coming through. I don't know why switching my mic from default to thing makes it work, but I don't know. Here we are. Here's life. Here's me broadcasting Discord onto OBS and the gif of Han being chased by the stormtroopers, because that's basically what happened in Iron Bang Invasion today. But good. Hero point for you. If our horse is going last, all right, take it.
I have a feeling with Cato's interest, or Cato's start that Senya did something as well, and I didn't. So, I clearly am not awake yet. Playing Ionia Essel, mostly human occultist. Basically where I'm at right now is kind of excited that my mind's eye actually found some enemies, so we can go into battle a little bit prepared, because that is a really big deal for me. That almost never happens. Still a little kind of on edge about this centaur that we found. Kind of hoping that our trying to do a good deed and help her out isn't gonna come back on us with that ring. But you know, had a nice rest and feeling pretty rejuvenated with new spell slots and mental focus. So yeah, ready to end this and definitely not die.
And definitely, I mean, the way I have talked up this encounter, y'all are, it's 2 rounds, it's over, 1 dispel magic. Vordakai just kind of looks down at his hands, and Thanos is away into dust. That'll be my luck.
Now I feel like you're trying to lure us into.
Yes, I am. All right. The mostly human occultist gets a fully for everybody hero point. And since Arcturus did nose goes the go last, then we send it on over to
Senya.
To the Senya. I didn't have a good pun for Senya, and I feel bad. But pretend it was good. Yeah.
All right.
Oh boy.
Senya's whole body ached. Her muscles screamed from having wrestled the stubborn portcullis to try and free Cato from being trapped in the flooding dungeons with a very hungry eel. The deep cut in her hand stung beneath the bloody bandage as a painful reminder of the dark ritual she volunteered herself for, only to be attacked by more of Vordakai's minions. She was bruised and bloodied and on the verge of collapse from exhaustion, and she was reeling from the ghastly sight of the tortured centaur and of all the remains of the kobolds that she fished out from the tar pit at the behest of their leader. She felt a slight pang of resentment towards Cato in that moment. But then Grom placed his head on her knees and let out a contented sigh, and she remembered that she commanded him into harm's way more than once this day, and he happily obeyed her. They were all in this together to the end, no matter how bitter it might turn out to be. She welcomed the momentary respite and in time drifted off to a dreamless sleep. Sometime during the night, she was startled awake by an otherworldly wail and a sense of dread impending doom and a feeling of walls closing in on her. She looked for her companions in that moment and met Ionia's wide-eyed gaze. The howling passed, and with it the feeling of dread was replaced by an unspoken understanding that this was not what was waiting for them further into the catacombs, but something beyond that, something in the future that they may or may not meet. Whether or not they would ultimately face the wailing depended on whether or not they would leave this place alive. And I play Senya, the Black Stag. I am a barbarian Geminid invoker and a part-time phalanx warrior.
I don't have a pun for that one either. I don't
You're
know.
slacking today.
I fucking am. I've had the best week ever and ever forever. Now you stop slacking.
I apologize in advance for the length of this, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Well, it can't be any longer than what you did. Okay. I hate being early, the young man thought to himself. The sermon was still going on, and it seemed like he had overestimated the time the trip here would take. Such wasted time. This particular task had been a bit annoying, and perhaps it was his eagerness to call it over and done with that misguided his calculation in arrival time. Taking a moment to look around, the man paused. I don't know how Galadon does it. These people seem beyond hopeless in this city, but still they come. Looking now toward his friend, it seemed the speaker had noticed the gold mask that had entered his church and stood near the doorway. He gave an almost imperceptible nod before continuing. This city of ours is no different. We are all parts of a whole, functioning organs of a larger animal, operating toward one goal. As the manual of city building teaches us, it is our responsibility to ourselves and to each other to find our place in that great shared journey. For some of us, our struggle is finding that place, finding the role we play. Galadon paused and issued a comforting smile. The good news is this process is not as scary as it sounds. This doesn't mean you can't think of yourself or that you need to act with some grand idea in mind. If you follow the rules and ethics of Abadar, you will find those pieces fall into place easier than you think. The mask hid the young visitor's rather dismissive expression. What nonsense. Like any of the common people in this miserable city have a part to play in the grand scheme of things. Tax evaders and criminals. They could vanish tomorrow and nobody would care. He waited a few minutes for the sermon to be over, and shortly after, the faithful began to depart. Waving toward his friend to follow, the speaker calmly headed toward the sacristy, seemingly content with a job well done. The masked figure began moving through those on their way out, pausing only to give a respectful, knowing bow to the half-orc wife of his friend and her 2 accompanying children. The boy seemed as oblivious as ever, probably wishing he was anywhere else, but there was a spark of introspection in the girl's eyes that gave some hope. Perhaps Galadon's wisdom wasn't entirely wasted on the riffraff here. Entering the back room now, he at last removed his mask, revealing a man in his mid-20s. Artoris, you were early. That's unlike you. The creaking of those doors were very distracting. Galadon was smiling warmly and spoke in a tone that would be clearly teasing to anybody but the man across from him now, who was still embarrassed for his miscalculation. Yes, apologies for entering during your sermon. I thought I had the time right, but it seems I was off. Galadon let out a friendly laugh. No, you had it right, as always. I started late today. Hearing that, Artoris couldn't help but be visibly annoyed. Still smiling, his friend continued. So, how did it go? It was frustrating, to be honest, but I have the collection here. Artoris presented a coin purse that prominently displayed the symbol of Abadar. You will find it is all there. Frustrating, They gave you difficulty? Galadon's smile faded a bit, but there was still a warmness that was hard to hide. Of course they did. The people around here, Galadon, I have no idea how you put up with them. Artoris scowled slightly as he spoke. The older man across from him continued to slightly smile, unfazed by the outburst. Were you listening to the sermon today, Artoris? I couldn't help but do so, friend, since apparently you begin whenever you please. This time it was Artoris teasing, with a bit of an arrogant smile, taking the moment to de-escalate his frustration. Galadon chuckled again before motioning his visitor over to his desk. Come here. I want you to take a look at this. Walking over, the young taskmaster was visibly taken back by what he saw. An actual, working timepiece. He had seen larger versions of these in homes of some of the wealthier individuals he visited, often displayed prominently, but never one this small. A visitor left this behind a couple of days ago. We're still working out what to do with it. I think it's from Alkenstar, Galadon continued. They're usually who I blame for oddities like this, anyway. Come a bit closer, it's quite remarkable. The man opened up the small curio from the back, revealing the whirring gears. Artoris' eyes widened. He couldn't help but feel he was looking upon something holy. See here, Artoris. Galadon pointed to the largest gear of them all, ticking rhythmically, seemingly responsible for the motion of the ticking hands. Artoris smiled. The most important piece, he thought to himself, the burden of bringing it all into focus, falls upon you. Galadon watched his young friend's expression and gave a knowing smile of his own. This larger gear was connected to another smaller gear, which in turn was connected to a few others, interlocked and ticking together. The older man placed his finger on the smaller gear that sat against the larger, and the entire device screeched to a halt. Sometimes in life, we are the largest gear, Artoris. His eyes shifted to meet his friend's, whose eyes continued to stare at the device. Or at least, we feel that way. But don't take for granted the contribution of the smaller gears. They make it all possible. Sometimes in life you might find yourself the smaller gear. Maybe you won't move the mountain yourself, and maybe every person out there isn't destined to either. But they all have important parts to play, and the disruption of even the smallest part can bring it to an end if you aren't careful. Who knows, Artoris? Maybe someday you will find yourself needing to play a smaller part. Someday, perhaps, it will be your actions that facilitate the parts around you that produce the greatest results. Artoris closed his eyes, pondering. Perhaps, Artoris replied. Opening his eyes, he found himself in a very different, albeit familiar, company. Ionia had shifted off to her own corner of this dark, dingy area. She seemed to notice Artoris saying something, but soon lost interest when it was clear it wasn't directed at her, turning her attention back to the canine companion that remained at her side. Though he was still shaking off some slight disorientation, the Inquisitor believed he understood the purpose of the vision. He felt as though answers had been provided to the questions, solutions to the problems made manifest through him, much as Abadar had done before. Sometimes in life, we are the smaller gear, Artoris thought as he approached Samantha, and perhaps that's not such a terrible fate. And with that, this is my character, Artoris Vilmar. He is an Inquisitor of Abadar. I am playing him, and I would like to cast Remove Paralysis on our Centaur friend.
Deal. That'll do it. What a wonder of when the spontaneous caster will take things like that to make sure things pan out. I take it. That's probably super good. A+ as always, hero point for you. I'm gonna keep talking into the void as I'm watching everywhere that's picking up my microphone because it dropped 4 times during that. So we've shut off everything that the computer needs to function except for this, basically. We're just gonna run on life support for 3 hours while top men and women at BDG argue about how to fix my computer. But I should probably say a thing too. Y'all have come a very, very, very long way since I met you guys a year ago. I've always been the kind of person where like dates are important to me in the passage of time and stuff like that. And I can very distinctly remember having conversations with people who are no longer in my life about like whether or not the action economy on Inquisitor's Direction is worth it, and then coming back and watching a barbarian just nuke the shit out of a bandit because they were Inquisitor's Directioned. And not only have we been doing this for a year, most of my patron groups will get bored, or like people will come and go, and so we'll like, that's the end of book 2 of Carrying Crown. We're down half the party, and the other half has dungeon fatigue because Schloss Karamark is real rude. Let's try another thing. It's also a year of playing the same characters, minus one of us, of course, the same campaign, the same all of the things, and like 2020 has kind of been a shithole for everybody. I feel like we couldn't escape that no matter who you are. I've had a lot of big ups, a lot of big downs throughout this, but like throughout that year, the one constant that I have had has been like Sunday morning, every other Sunday morning until recently we've switched to weekly, I would show up and sit on my computer at 11 a.m. and I would probably be laughing my ass off in the first 5 minutes. This has always been like the most enjoyable thing I am doing with my week. Y'all have gone from just like the people on Facebook who I'm going to cold call to see if I can do this thing to like some of my very best friends inviting me to other games, taking me places, checking on my mental health. It's wild, and I'm very happy and like honored to be your friend and GM. There will be 1-year anniversary presents provided you don't die. First worry about the not dying part. Hockey dokie, as I say, immediately checking my mic. To worry about the not dying part. Did any of that go through? Not like this. Not during this. Alrighty, so if the spell, you can free one or more creatures. I've never seen this spell cast before. For dudes, including that, if the spell is cast on one creature, the paralysis is negated. Yeah, fair enough. You put your hand on Zamanth, and she probably doesn't realize what happened. Yeah, no, she wouldn't have the ability to understand what's going on. Right. And with the Ring of Freedom of Movement on her, she wouldn't feel any different. She kind of just like cocks her head. There is obviously magic flowing from you to her.
Okay, and then I look to Arbiter and I say, please continue to translate for me. Abadar has provided me the ability to lift the ailment that afflicts you. You're no longer dependent on the ring for freedom of your own body. And like my companions stated yesterday, that ring has been instrumental in allowing us to get to this point. It would be greatly appreciated if you would return it. Your body is now your own, and you are free to go and do whatever you seek to do. If that means coming with us, we would, of course, welcome it. If, however, you intend on leaving, I should warn you that as of yesterday, we know there is one of their lieutenants still lurking outside. So I would urge extreme caution out going out the back or out the front door.
Okay. She reaches down, removes the ring. It's real slow. She's obviously not sure of things, and there's a little, like, her form tenses as if expecting to, like, get punched when the ring comes off, because she's expecting to just immediately sack her potatoes on the floor. And then she doesn't. She turns towards, I guess she kind of, like, triangulates herself in such a way that Arbiter and Artoris are both in her line of sight, and she does a really big sweeping bow, like front legs go down, her head almost touches the ground. She hands the Arbiter the ring, and then kind of just falls in behind the two of you.
Okay.
Kato's going to give Artoris a bit of a weird look and say, "Yeah, couldn't have done that last night."
Just look at him with a blank expression and hand him the ring.
He very confused of how, someone could miraculously have new spells the next day that we have the night after we gained a level.
Well, I'm sure you're feeling very, I don't know what you got at level 11, but that.
I am feeling very +1 to hit, +1 to...
Real quick, before we move on, it looks like, so how much HP do we gain back with rest? Because it looks like I haven't updated Grom. Maybe, or maybe not, I don't remember.
Your con bonus every 8 hours?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I did. I'm just gonna leave him as is. I think he's fine.
Grom got a lot of big owies on him. Actually, no, Grom should be, as I look at that and do the math right quick, Grom should be at full. Because all of the damage on Grom came from a copious amount of innervations. Because, like, you can cut that almost by increments of 25.
I also swapped though a spell as part of leveling up, and I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration on myself. And hopefully I don't roll a 1.
Please don't do that. All right, cool.
Back to full wisdom.
Nice.
What's the one? Oh, because you had more than one missing.
Yeah, I had 2.
So yeah, that's my big level 11 right there. Oh yeah.
I get DR1 this level.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are getting up the barbarian line, aren't you? Nice.
DR1.
And on that note, I also swapped out a spell this level. We no longer have Note of Blasting, so all of the Note of Blasting I set up last night are no longer effective. End of era.
There's like faint, like god damn it, like little faint firecracker sounds somewhere back in Vordaki's dungeon as they snap off with no effect.
They weren't going to save us anyway.
Hey, they might have.
They might have. They probably weren't gonna.
They probably weren't gonna, but they might have.
You know what would have been hilarious? Put a ward of blasting on Vordakai's
On his phylactery.
phylactery.
I need this to see. Oh shit!
That would be good.
Boom! Headshot. Oh man, that peaks so loud on OBS. Holy shit! I turned off everything on OBS. I'm gonna turn me down a little, cause that was loud.
Hey guys, remember like 6 months ago when we couldn't understand Tommy half the time? That was great. Whatever you did, Tommy, with the new setup,
I think it was when he moved.
It might have been when you moved it. I don't know if it's the internet you had at the old place versus the new place, but ever since, you've set up your new issue, with the exception of
My motherboard's shitting its pants.
the dropping every now and then. You've been coming through clear and
Unpoopy.
unpoopy.
Oh, I'll tell you that one. That one's easy. I don't know who knows anything about audio engineering in the chat, but there was a mirror right behind me and on my closet at the old apartment. So that whole room I was recording in and hardwood floors was just a wall of reflective sound. It was a lot of things. Good was not one of them.
All right, so cool. Yeah.
I think that just leaves Ionia shooting us up with a bubble of life. Yeah.
Yeah, so real quick,
Trained out of that too.
should we
I traded that out, yeah.
should we re-scout to make sure that fight is still in that same room before we go?
No, let's just go.
And tell me about how long would I guess it would take for us to get from where we are to that room where we had seen people.
That kind of depends on
Door, yeah.
all of you, really.
Gotta get through that
the-
room.
Well, that's
The
true.
door,
Yeah, so I'll
the door
wait
here-
until after we get through the door to put all my buffs and everything on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Should be
yeah.
like through that door, across the chasm, another door, hallway, another door, you're there.
Okay, so yeah, before we go through the final door, probably a little bit before that, I'll put some of these things on, and then kind of right outside the door, I'll do some more. So
Okay.
let's go.
So
I don't
is
know
that-
how irresponsible it is for me to say this, but it was just regular ogres in there that we've like dispatched really easily.
Yeah,
No, it was Cyclops there. You haven't fought
Sorry.
one ogre.
God damn it.
First of all, it's not even the right.
Never get it
creature.
right.
But no, I'm not worried about those two patrolling Cyclopses. It's further on that we're
Yeah, I mean, I have some things that last like a good deal of time that
Okay.
are still going to be important, like my shield and things like that. So, I'll at the very least put those on. But anyways, go ahead and life bubble us up.
Alrighty, so then
Yeah.
for the sake of time, you guys know exactly where you're going and how to get around it. If you guys want me to stack you up on the door, I can just drag the tokens over real quick.
That works
Cool.
for me, yeah.
Who wants to go first?
someone with big, strong muscles.
Big, strong.
Probably Senya and Grom in front.
Yeah, probably.
Like by process of elimination, that means Senia. Alrighty, so the
I'm also
thing-
gonna get C invisibility rolling. I'm sorry.
You got it. By process
They
of
will not
elimination.
get the drop on us again.
It's very dark, I can't see.
I'm getting the light source there, just hold on a second. Who wants to go third?
I'll
Chaos Sicarius, son of
And
Saul
then
Sicarius. The Erp will go behind you.
What did this lady decide she wants to do? Does she come with us, or?
Yeah, she looks like she's ready to follow you. Now that she's able to move under her own power again, like a lot of her confidence has returned. She has, as y'all are making your preparations in the morning, she's probably doing. Oh, you wouldn't call it yoga
I was just
in
gonna
the
say yoga.
strictest sense of the word, because the forms are not only wildly different for her body type, but also like it's not quite as much about like balance and stability so much as just like warming muscles up. The equivalent of how does a centaur do a push-up? She does that. Wall push-ups. She has to. The more you know. But yeah, no, she looks like she's ready to follow you.
Okay, cool. Do we still want to have her at the back then? So
I was
prob-
thinking Minoru in the back.
Well, yeah. So I'm thinking probably me, then Arcturus, then her, and then Minoru.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Then Arcturus, whom I assume the Arbiter is stuck to
Always.
always. And
Except
then,
that one time I left him behind for some reason.
And that one time he got shot back to Axis. That doesn't count. That was a special occasion.
That was awesome.
Okay, so initiative is going to happen as soon as that door opens.
So real quick before we go through the door, first off, I think with every fight we've had in here, we've had surprise guests somewhere in the middle or at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually.
And that makes me feel like I should do my whole get started thing.
All right.
Cast your
I'm-
buffs and drinky stuffs.
I mean, if it's so long as if this doesn't end up being an ambush situation, you can just do it again in the next room.
Yeah, I should be able to, especially because now Minoru and I share spells. So I'll go ahead and shield both of us. I'm going to put resist energy, fire. Does anybody else want resist energy? It lasts 55 minutes. It's 30 points.
How many shield castings do you get?
She can
A
only
lot of
cast that on herself and Minoru, unfortunately.
Oh, it's not
Rib.
It's not. Oh, it's personal. I was gonna say
Mhm.
Prince could use a shield, but Prince definitely doesn't need fire resistance.
Well, yeah. Does anybody else want fire
No.
resistance?
No, I'm fine.
Tara?
It's tempting, but I'm for the next fight I will. But I really don't think this is. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it lasts 55 minutes.
Okay, I'll take it.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
If it's an hour long, essentially, and you're handing it out, then obviously.
Well,
it'd be full distance.
Yeah, the thing is, I have 6 spell slots for that level. That's also where my locate object and versatile weapon and glitter dust is.
Your call. It's your spell slots.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's up to you. I don't mind passing on it. It's fine. Maybe. Maybe it's fine. I don't know.
Schrodinger's
It's hard to know.
fire resistance.
Yeah, how much fire damage have we actually taken in here?
Fireball.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
fireball.
It's really the
Wizards.
main-
You know,
Let's do.
now that I
Both
think
wizards.
about it, I'll take one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Well,
do.
I can
do,
dodge
like,
fireballs very well, so just don't.
You have evasion.
Yeah, I have evasion still.
Okay, so let's do resist energy on me and Senya, and then that will be on Minoru as well.
And while she's casting the buffs and stuff, if you guys want to... Because you know what's on the other side, if you want to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Oh, and actually,
have-
this will last longer for you, Tara. This will be 100.
The only thing I'm doing is casting
55
Divine
for me,
Favor.
Minoru.
Got it.
And I'll have my crossbow out for this, not my pistol, and I will hit initiative somewhere.
And then I have quickness and size alteration as well. If anybody wants that for this fight.
As a complete...
Sorry, what?
I have quickness and size alteration as well, if anybody wants that for this fight. And I have
How long does the size alteration is 1 minute, right?
That sounds right.
So let's hold off on. When we get to the big encounter, if you wouldn't mind putting that on prints, that would be great. But I can handle my own resizing.
yeah, the size alteration on mine is 11 rounds.
11. Okay, so just over a minute. Okay.
So I will do size alteration on Minoru.
Doesn't he have a dire color?
Yeah, but I'm gonna save that one because that one I can do from a distance. Okay, so I think that's everything then.
Alrighty, if you would join us on the initiative. As this is going on, Zimanth takes her front legs spread out a little bit and her arms, she stretches them out in this really wide, almost like a wrestler's stance. I shouldn't say a wrestler's stance. She doesn't become John Cena. Think more like sumo, ready to grab somebody and push them. By process
What
of
are these initiative rolls?
not the best. Look at this is how it's supposed to be. This is exactly the Inquisitor is always supposed to smoke everybody by this much. But that never happens. Alright. Zombies want your brains. The door kicks open and they are aggro. Artoris is first.
Can I see into the room? Is the lighting just the problem?
No, you need to go down and around.
Oh, okay. So it's turn to corner past Kato.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tommy, ties are broken by stat, right?
If it's the player, you two can decide. Turn around and ask your partner who you would like to go first. You two figure it out. As far as good guys, bad guys go, I usually just let the good guys go first.
Okay.
I mean, weirdly in this situation, even though I love my initiative roll here, I'm gonna hold my action until after, let's say, Kato.
Okay. So
Yeah, and I'm gonna let Senya go before me, so this is fine because she's got the front anyway.
makes sense. So Zimanth is going to just take off, running into the room, stretching to her actual size category. I don't think anybody can really see what's about to happen.
I sure can't. This is a nice hallway.
It's a great hallway. There's probably a lot of really pretty Cyclops art. Just look at the art! Where's my... So it's that, then add that, and then this more, and then this more. Yeah. The sound of What is the sound of a zombie caught by surprise? Cynia, you're up. As soon as you step into the room, you would see that Samantha has one of her hands behind the Cyclops' head, and then the other one up around his armpits, grappling it.
I can't see
But
anything.
in a 5-foot step, you will see everything.
Okay.
So just charge into the.
Okay,
I'll
do this.
Nope.
Well, you
Oh,
should
her-
have been the light source. Why aren't you the light source? Somebody
Her
cast
whole-
light on her.
Her whole screen is black.
It's because she's not the light source. Now she's the light source. Somebody thought about that. You all are very smart people. Bam!
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
light on
okay,
everybody,
there we go.
of course.
All right, that's a lot of.
Alright, so she's grappling this guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming I'm on Grom. So I'm going to charge this guy right here.
Okay.
Sanya's got a new feat
Did
this
you
level
put
for
Spirit
charge.
Charge on her?
Yeah.
Okay. This is not where I saw this character going when we started this campaign, but sure. We'll have to put a lance in the loot table somewhere.
Okay. So she's gonna charge this guy. And so what just to clarify, I can do the charge and go past him, right?
You can't.
Yes,
turn
but
yet,
past him would then be in the wall. There's a feat that would let you turn up to 90 degrees,
Oh,
but we're
okay.
not there yet.
Gotcha. Got
Yeah,
it.
that's level 13 for you.
Wheeling charge is next.
Yeah.
All right. So charging this guy. Oh, Grom, come with me. Bonk. And I'm gonna do.
Okay. So then my next question
Wow.
is, what is, because the math is about to get real weird. It does it different in 3.5 in Pathfinder when you have multiple multipliers hitting, but that's what we've run into. What's the crit multiplier on a Sax again?
Just 2.
Just 2? Okay, fair enough. So then that's not that weird then. Unfortunately, in Pathfinder, when you have something, multiple sources of doubling, you just take away or you reduce 1 by 1, or no, fuck. It's been a long time since I've done this. So you have something that's doing double damage, the critical, which does confirm. And then you have Spirited Charge, which is doing double damage. Then you reduce both by 1, then add them together. So she'll still only do just double damage. But 34 damage.
Oh, so crits with Spirited Charge doesn't actually do anything then?
It does if the multiplier is higher than 2. Like if you had a lance, which crits times 3, and then a Spirited Charge with a lance is times 3, reduce both by 1, and then add it together, it'd be a times 4.
Gotcha.
Used to
And
be,
then-
you just reduced the lowest by 1 and then added them all together, but they fixed that from 3.5 to Pathfinder, because you had times 9 or times 10 Spirited Charge crits.
Okay.
The good old
And
days.
then, and can Grom attack as well?
Yeah.
He can do the gore, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna do a.
I think a 16 hits. These guys are... I gotta bring up their stats on my phone because my computer is becoming... Nope, does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
Stabs
Well, that
in,
was
rotting
with a
flesh
plus
falls
2
off.
already, so
Yeah, oh,
okay,
fair.
gotcha. Okay.
All good?
Yep.
Alright, on to Kato then.
All right. Prince gonna fly in first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Okay. He going fire breath on this guy.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Boom. I'm sure I fail. My reflex save can't be. Yeah, no, I have a total of 5. 9 fire damage.
And yeah.
Nice. You love to see
Hey.
it.
Hey. And then Kato is going to just what's Kato going to do right now? I guess he'll 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Would this square flank with Senya?
No, you would need...
No, I would need this square, right?
Exactly.
All right, so let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Damn, 5 short. If only had some way to increase my movement. All right.
If only you'd taken the fleet feet.
I know. Be flanking right now. All right, let's chop them up.
Yep, sounds good. It looks good. Okay. Wham! And if that's all, on to Ionia.
Oh, I held for after Kato.
Nope, it's on to our Taurus. Taxman cometh.
And moving through her is double movement, is that right?
Yeah, you can just move through, it's fine. These are supposed to be 10-foot squares.
Oh, they are?
Paizo's that's why Grom can fit through here in the first place.
Got it. So that was 10 feet of movement then?
They are wonky and they move 5 feet and it's fine, and I'm still mad at Paizo for making strange grid scales.
Got it. 5, 10, 15, 20.
I like how the ogres or cyclopses are all different sizes too.
Oh, wait, that was the door.
You're
Is this the
different
door
sizes.
right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 20.
This guy's
Alright.
huge over here,
25.
and this guy's like the runt of the litter.
He's not huge. He's still... See? This is huge. Now you can only see a little bit of him. Now I'm going to pull him back.
Jeez.
I'm clearly compensating for something. Okay.
So she's grappling the one next to her.
Yeah.
Mechanically, firing ranged weapon at a grapple, does that do anything for me? I don't actually know.
He's
No.
flat-footed.
Oh, he's flat-footed?
Mhm.
Okay. Hey, that's a good thing for me.
He's already currently flat-footed because he hasn't had a turn yet.
Oh, right.
And, has a -2. His armor class is lower than it would be flat-footed because he's grappled.
Cool.
Alright, I'll take a shot. I guess I'm in range of sneak attack of either one, so I guess I'll take a shot at the one that everyone's been beating up on.
Okay.
And that's just one attack. I'll swift study the target, and with Divine Favor active, crossbow attack on that guy, the stealth guy.
Pew pew. That definitely hits.
3. Thank God. 28.
28. Nice. Let me check his HP. Y'all are damage sponges, but you're not that big at damage sponges. Yeah, no, if you want to...
Oh, wait. Less 3. Sorry. I don't have Bane on. So if that was just barely, then...
Nice. He's very dead.
Okay, so I just I rush into the room, and as I kind of quickly ascertain that one of them has been being beaten up on, and I just fire off a bolt. Haven't used the crossbow in a hot minute, so feels good to have it in my hands again, and kind of kill steal the ogre there, or the Cyclops. God damn it!
As archers are so wont to do. All right, Ionia. Now you
I
can
didn't
play.
panache yet anyway.
He didn't need the kill to get his panache recharged.
Oh,
I think you might be too high of a level to get panache from these guys at this point, actually.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
It happened.
shit. I need to double check what the floor is on that, but these guys are pretty close.
Yeah, I can tell you what the floor is. If you can tell me what the CR is.
You tell me the floor first.
All right. That's fair. I don't mind that. So killing a creature who has fewer hit dice than half the swashbuckler's character level.
Which at this
So
point
less
is...
than, so 5 hit dice or less doesn't give me panache.
No, okay, this thing has 10 hit dice. Never mind. It's a CR6 is why I'm like, hang on, wait a minute.
Yeah, I thought it was TR2, but no, it's number of hit dice.
That makes more sense. Anyway, Ionia, if you'd like to play some Pathfinder with us.
Can I fit in the square here?
No, you couldn't resolve in that square. She's taking up 1, 2, 3, 4 in that where she sits in the center.
So it looks like I will have to double move. So I will come to... And these guys have a 10-foot range, right?
Yeah, They're still getting the wind up, though.
Yeah, they're still all flat-footed. They can't attack of opportunity yet.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So I think I can make it to there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that will be my whole turn. And I can't see the hall anymore, but I think Minoru can make it to here.
That would be 50 feet from Minoru.
Oh, and he has 55, so perfect. And he's gonna try to trip this guy.
Okay.
Good old Minoru trip.
You gotta love a big... Yeah, that gets him. Giant CMB slugfest.
That will...
Wasn't he already grappled?
Mm-hmm.
Can you trip a grappled person?
You can. You can be both
okay.
tripped and grappled.
Does it
The
also
dream.
Does it also trip the grappler?
It would not. The flavor tech, I don't... So it's
Yeah.
like she's got a hold of him, and then he loses his feet, he goes down, and she like slides down with him while maintaining the grip. She has the grappled condition right now, too. So,
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
right.
Two
That's
ways.
right.
Grappled is 2 ways, yeah.
That will just proc AOO from me and Minoru then, right?
indeed.
And her.
What are the prerequisites for the feat you're about to use? I'm sorry I'm asking, but the Centaur Brawler would really like to know if she can use an immediate action to partial flexibility into what you're about to do and kick this guy. If you don't know off the top of your head, just stab.
I can send you all of the feats that he has with that.
No, I think it's just anyone nearby that can use an attack of opportunity. I think.
Yeah. It's,
Oh, yeah, greater trip, Doi. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
kick this dude.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Oh, I have to like finagle the bab really quick. 9 B plus
You and-
this, I think.
You and Minoru need single attack, either macros or something.
Now who's kill stealing? Okay, so let's see here. Minoru definitely, y'all all hit. He's got a lot of debuffs on him. It's a sad day for our boy. He takes 20 from the pair of you, and then a hoof is only times 2, and does a d6 plus her strength, because she's not got anything in her hands other than a dude. So then that would be plus this, and then double it. And you see as... Oh, I'm going to flavor text based on how this pans out for her. Okay, so then like... Wow, I get to flavor one. Holy shit, it's been a whole year. Minoru like runs in, bites like the hamstring of the Cyclops, pulls the leg down and probably off as this thing like slides back onto your sword. And Zamantha has been ready for this. She kind of like lets it go down and adjusts her grip a little, and then stomps on his head, and the head pops. It's real. That was almost max damage. Holy shit. I like this.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Computer pooping. Apparently I can't have fun and talk quickly without my computer getting really pissed at me. But the sneak attack goes to his dome like a ton of bricks. And now that
I forgot about sneak attack.
And now that half of them are dead, I will play Pathfinder. 5 foot step? Question mark? Can I? Yeah, that should be enough to try to cleave at both Minoru and Ionia. So I take a -2. I almost put -12. That'd have been so bad. So it's a 20 and a 22, which should just bounce off the pair of you pretty darn effortlessly. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can't really get to Kato. Do I run? I don't run. I'm not smart enough to run. 5, 10, 15, knocking over, like as this guy steps on and then through the table, the bodies of the kobolds in the states of pain and agony, and their brains all over the place. Scatter, axe into Ionia for a 32 to hit.
Yep.
That one was a little better. Wowee! 17 damage.
bruise, buddy.
Ionia running out on point again.
It was I could go.
It's true. There really wasn't any other place she could go.
I know. So she
But-
likes to run. She likes to take point against.
Fun fact: I actually am. If you
Uh-oh.
guys, what? I'm right here,
And so does Ionia.
and so do you. Am I coming through? Yeah, I'm coming through. Okay.
There he is.
I usually can just flip flop my mic settings, and that will be enough on it. But I'm actually GMing, or not GMing, but I'm in a party with an occultist in Rapanathuk who's doing exactly what Ionia is doing, and he does it very well. Anyway, she doesn't need to. Oh, she could fail. She does not fail. And then the same thing happens to the Cyclops. The Cyclops swings its axe down. She puts a hoof on the flat of the blade, and then uses that as like a quick box jump, and then gets him in like the start of that full Nelson again. On to Senia.
Okay. Am I able to? Is she gonna be in my way if I do a spirited charge here?
Can't charge through people.
Okay.
Clearly, we need to get Grom a fly speed ASAP as possible.
So you can fly over. So you can just like move around and up here and then attack him.
Put
Okay.
Horn of the Cryosphinx on Senia so she's doing double damage every time, or double strength damage every time she hits. I really like Lancers.
Alright, so she's gonna do her move here, and then she's gonna do her regular attack.
Is this just a move and attack kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so should be good. Zamanth ate the attack of opportunity, so you're able to get through easy peasy.
And then Grom's gonna do his gore.
Sounds good. Sounds better. Oh, Kato.
Oh, Kato, where art thou, Kato?
You're like on the other side of Zamanth. This is not a theater of the mind encounter.
All right. So he already used his attack of opportunity. I think is what we determined.
Yeah.
So Prince is gonna fly over here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Kiv's gonna move up here. So that might provoke from big dude.
Yeah, it should provoke from not you, but it would provoke at the Red Prince. So I'm gonna,
Oh, right.
because you're moving too. Well, no, he can certainly with his fly speed make a U shape.
That's
like-
fair. Yeah, like go down past Senya and up and park just outside of his threat range. So after seeing, I'm gonna be honest. After seeing that roll, I'm like, I don't know if I want to attempt parry, but I would have attempted parry. So, guess I'll.
Good guy, Del.
Nope, failed. As I figured I would, because I always roll poor on these parries lately.
Indeed. So like I said, you didn't provoke I put the 32 in was to attack the Red Prince, because the Red Prince would have provoked, but you could have just and got
Right.
there. So there shouldn't be an
right.
attack of opportunity at all.
Oh, okay. I got you. Sorry, I misunderstood. All right. Good. Prince will swing first.
Alrighty. Certainly gets in at the old flat-footed boy. Not quite to frighten, but it's close.
Still shaking though.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to flavor it.
Oh yeah. So, man, this is a slaughter. I love you guys. After seeing Ionia take one to the dome, he's like, "Oh boy." Prince. He gives a glance to Prince and says something in Draconic. Prince just nods and takes off, and the two of them kind of circle around the grappled Cyclops, and with a 1-2 combo attack, take him down.
And then it goes to Artorias. Remember when these guys were super scary? Remember when I liked to...
Whoop.
Uh-huh.
I speak Draconic. I want to know what you said. So do the people on YouTube. What did you say?
I didn't really
I'm
think
gonna
that
give
far.
you that serious.
No
It was-
escapes!
It was the battle plan. Like, you take the right, I'll take the left, kind of. That's all.
And as Goku
5
and
foot.
Vegeta, the Red Prince and Kato,
5
fist
foot.
bump,
Swift action, study,
pew pew pew.
3 attacks. Yeah.
I should have said attack pattern Omega.
And that should kill him. If you
All right.
if you want to flavor it.
Oh, I mean, seeing the bodies of the poor kobolds ravaged, think of the chief Sutscale back home, and divine righteous fury guides my shots as I finish off the last of these foul creatures.
Since when do you have kinship with the kobolds?
Like this whole campaign, are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, ever
yes.
since
Man,
ever since he
yeah.
got taught how to kidney
That's
shake.
right.
you got the kidneys. Man, I spent so much time prepping that final boss encounter, and you guys just blew right there.
Hey, we didn't die. Good work, everybody.
So the combat ends. Zamanth, like, as the Red Prince and Kato probably, like, have the Cyclops she's grappling, she finally, like, takes in what's going on here, and she, like, just disgustedly throws the half of the Cyclops she is holding into the wall. It splorches. And let me get some flavor text for all of you as we do a scroll. Gotta scroll to this part. The door opens onto a short dais looking out over onto a large chamber. The thick pillars ascend to a 20-foot high ceiling, while a wide stone staircase climbs to a darkened gallery above. The true purpose of this chamber is apparent from the great stone table, which is now shattered, running across its center. Dozens of seats have been set about this massive affair, and propped up upon them is a feast of horror. Each chair holds the corpse of a kobold locked in its death throes, its mouth agape, in anguish, and the top of its cranium brutally removed, the brains within excised.
Oh,
Ghastly.
yes. What horrible fiends would do such a thing?
the ones we just killed.
Ah,
Good thing Sophie's not here to see this.
So I wonder if kobold brains are like a delicacy to Cyclopses.
well,
Imagine
actually,
they're-
fun fact. Let me get a knowledge religion as this is going on. I know I said knowledge religion, then I'm going to say a religion-y thing, but Zamanth does a quick, like, if you watch her as she moves her hand around her body, she draws like a quick butterfly shape. The equivalent of crossing herself, but Desna. That said, there are indeed certain memorific zombies, much like the ones that you've been fighting, who, if they get a chance to grapple and pin someone, they literally can eat your brains. Doing so makes them a little smarter. It also will very swiftly dispose of the thing in question that they're trying to nom upon, then oftentimes it will rise in unlife.
A little dumber.
So it's like that 2E mechanic or archetype where you eat books to get smarter, but they eat brains.
Yeah, kind of.
That's
Or like Highlander.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I was thinking of or like Highlander.
Yeah, sort of. Kind of.
All right, well,
this is disgusting, and
I mean,
is
I'll
there
do
any-
this. Is there anything hidden in here? Do I notice anything?
yeah, I'll sift.
Not really.
Okay.
Lots of body. You probably recognize a couple of the kobolds.
Aw,
I
that's
was
heartbreaking.
just that was going to be my question. Do we recognize the kobolds as the Sootscale tribe.
Yeah, almost certainly. Not by name. Maybe a couple of them from that encounter in their home a really, really long time ago that like stood alongside the chief and ran Tartuk off. But
Man.
nobody by like specific name or like, it was that guy.
No, it was this was the guy
Steve.
that was guarding the door. Steve. Oh no.
Guardian Steve, no. That said, by virtue of the fact that the chief was pulled away on business, you can pretty safely assume that that had serendipitously spared him from a fate probably not unlike this.
Wow. All because he decided to deliver the shipment of silver personally that week.
Come see us, yeah.
Wow. It's like I could just send one of my people to deliver the silver, but I think I'm gonna go visit my bros over in Concordia. It's been a while. God.
Seems like so long ago.
It
does.
was too. We've been.
I guess it kind of was. Yeah.
That's why we're calling this the Year of Hell.
Well, I mean, we've been doing this for like 4 months, I think. I don't know. Hashtag feels bad. Oh god, that does too.
Aw, minimum.
So where's the doors over here?
It's a staircase that like winds up and around. You can. It's hard to illustrate this on the map that both they've given me and in Roll20 in general, but like there is a. Oh, I only very recently learned how to do this, and it's kind of fun. But staircase that goes down and then, like, around to wind up.
Oh, I
so-
see. Okay.
So we're going to the precipice of this sanctum. I'm sure there's nothing spoopy waiting for us up there.
Well,
At
I
the
think
top?
I had scouted a little ways up here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a at
There's
the
a
top
hidden
there were,
door.
there were 2 doors, one on the left and one on the right, I think. And
There's a hidden one too, right?
And I don't think I went through any of those doors, right?
No,
That
you'd stop there.
Oh, after combat, I give Samantha a nod.
Samantha now.
I don't know why. It's just how I see it. But Samantha, nod of appreciation and an acknowledgement of the fact that she just grappled huge creatures.
Yeah, she was pretty sweet in that fight.
Yeah.
She nods back. She's already, like, as you guys are picking up, she's picked up one of the Cyclops' axes and has, like, oh, how would you from... It's a little on the gross side, but functionality over aesthetic at this point, I suppose. Gets a little bit of the, like, the shoddy leather armor that the Cyclops has, because they don't have a true sheath for these things, and fashions a quick loop, ties it, like, around her back, and then sheaths the axe on her back.
She's looting.
Looting and scooting.
Wish we had
Did you want a masterwork battle axe?
a large one that none of us can wield now.
I mean, give me a minute and I'll be able to use it.
You'll lose all of your abilities, but you'll be
Yeah.
able to use that.
Actually, shit. Are you doing bludgeoning damage with an Eldora dueling sword by a feat or by an enchantment?
Feat.
Then you could just have the axe do piercing damage, and a battle axe can be
yeah.
one-handed, so you would be just fine.
Yeah, but a lot of my class features specifically call out needing to be wielding a dueling sword.
Those would fall off, yes.
Yeah, and that's a good chunk of my stuff. So
I guess we should go up these stairs, huh?
I was gonna
I
ask,
guess
are y'all ready to be moved to the next room?
Let's do it.
same marching order, I imagine.
Sounds good to me. Some of you were standing on top of Samantha. Boom. Let me get more flavor text, because there's some... and also the map here gets real weird. I don't know who the cartographer for the Varnhold Vanishing was, but they could have done a little better. Admittedly, this was...
Situation.
Yeah, thank you, dear Ionia. That said, I probably shouldn't talk a lot of smack on, like, one of the most popular APs, and it was... Copyright on this is 2010. Oh, it's an old boy there. Let me just get to the map. I'm sure there's stuff here that is very important for all of you. From now on, when I make maps and use the maps in the AP, I'm just going to leave the marker directly on the map. You'll see some spray paintings on the floor. You won't understand what W24 means, but you know you're in the balcony. Yeah, so as you make your way up, you move about like 30 feet on. There's no rail throughout the entire like running up the staircase, and you do notice, I shouldn't say that, though you probably do because Artoris's perception is astronomical. The secret door was right over here.
Can I kick it, guys?
Not yet.
We looking at it.
Before we do anything else, I think at this point, I was kind of waiting to decide when I would do this. I am going to take out my pistol and touch one of the pieces of ammunition in the chamber and cast Named Bullet and speak the name Kalira Ashling.
Never have I ever seen someone cast that spell. All right, fair enough. As I resize tokens for a board, knowing that this board is about to change dimensions again. Shh. It's okay.
And then I will reholster the pistol and bring out my crossbow.
Sounds good.
What does the spell do?
Yes, what does that do? Something's about your cornucopia of classes. How could you possibly name a bullet?
You'll see.
Uh-huh.
Okay, fine. I suppose that's fair.
I had no idea this was...
Before we go through any doors or kick any doors down, I think we should have Artoris listen at them to see if there's maybe sounds of living or undead things inside.
You can do that now?
I mean, perception check, I assume, is what she's after.
Oh. I thought you had some, like, crazy...
It's
like,
called
I can echolocate things now.
He's got a high-ass wisdom score.
I almost took a echolocation.
Senia almost did, too, when she was bit by a werebat so long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
So there's 2 doors over here, right? And then 1 hidden door here. Is that right?
Oh, no, I said that backwards. Excuse me. The hidden door is... I'm trying not to click on Grom. Basically right where, like, follow that line that Kato's token is sitting on top of. That runs to a hidden door. And there's a door over here. Why can't I
Okay, so there's only 2 total doors.
Right.
Got it.
Regular door and hidden door.
All right. Then...
Just check the hidden door for traps and let's open it up.
Well, shouldn't we... We should check the regular door first. Unless you really... I mean...
I don't know.
Is there a reason you don't want to check the regular door first?
I feel like the hidden door might just be like secret room.
Oh, you think it's just like a treasure chamber?
Possibly.
And then the regular door is the way to the boss? Okay. I see.
You might not find the secret door.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I'm just using like Zelda
Gamey logic. Yeah, I got you.
Like, this is Skyrim logic if I've ever heard it.
That's a better example. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, we'll probably have to double if we're gonna have. It's a 50. It's kind of a coin flip, but
yeah. All right. No, I mean, I'm convinced. Sift that door, Ionia. Pretty please.
with sugar on top.
And make the
Seems fine.
There are pages. Give me a second. Jeez.
Seems fine.
Yeah, no traps.
That might be the best perception roll you've ever had for a Sif check.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even that good of a roll.
A very average roll.
Kato kicks the door.
Okay. It of course does not open.
Ow.
Well, do you want to make a? You can make a strength check. You were entitled to a strength check.
Oh, really?
At 20.
He should get penalized for kicking doors in.
And
Yeah,
every bone in your foot breaks.
Oh.
You actually, in the process of kicking the door, you don't notice Vordakai's end table, and you jam your toe on it, the small one. I hurt reflexively just thinking about that.
All right, let's open this door.
Is there a discernible way to open it, or is it?
Yeah. He just doesn't have the force to kick it down.
All right, well, Grom's gonna come
open it.
over.
But our centaur could probably.
Weak human.
it's-
Observe the power of horse. Down.
Maybe.
That's a little better. That is enough to knock the door open.
He kind of turns around and then does a kick with his hind leg.
Big dungeon siege energy. Except he's not a mule.
Kato looks at Grom and says, I loosened it.
Grom throws his mane majestically. Grom is now Fabio.
I mean, look at him.
So then what I can do is I can move you. The secret door is there, but there's nowhere in the dynamic lighting to have put it. And it's just like almost like a teleport. It's not a teleport mechanically, but like it would just be like, whoop, now you're in that room. I can move you guys in there, or if you want to try the other door.
So as I kind of peer in, does it look, what do we see through the doorway, I guess, without entering the room?
You see, give me a perception check.
Oh, shoot. My roll 20 is reloaded.
Oh,
so.
damn.
My eyes!
They're burning! Oh, shit!
Oh, are we all looking in? I thought this was just Dell.
It's up to y'all.
I know. I crashed. My roll 20 crashed, so I'm coming back in. Rip.
F in the chat. Story of my whole life right now. Okay, so then there is... It's possible that I can pull this off, but I probably can't pull this off. I would have to roll a literal natural 20. Okay. So, a burbling fountain and pool that stink of sulfur occupy the center of this chamber. A shallow channel cut into the stone of the floor passes between a pair of bronze double doors, funneling the foul-smelling water somewhere. As you guys go, like, peering in, looking around and stuff, it's, the water appears to be, though it smells horrible, like this is fresh drinking water. For some reason, this far down in the tomb. Then you see, like, the water is kind of bubbling a little, and then it sloshes against the motion of the bubble, and you notice a slight discoloration inside the water. Almost as if, like, half-melted ice inside, that kind of thing, I guess.
Can I, like, knowledge Arcana that, maybe?
Arcana seems good, yeah.
Are we going in then? Check it out.
In fact, that is a greater water elemental.
I thought it was something like that.
Almost certainly bound into the pool as a guardian.
Maybe go the other way first.
Alright, let's check the other way first. Real quick. Let's just take a peek through the other door before we fight a guardian.
Alrighty.
Unless that guardian is just guardianing treasure.
I mean, that's usually what they're there for. You've become such the treasure goblin since we've come into it too.
Seriously.
It's like the whole character has come so different that I'm like,
I don't know. We've been dungeon crawling this for like 3 weeks now. I just
want my money and to go home.
No, I'm just in a different state of mind than I was coming into this.
That's fair. Zamantha, as you guys open that door, is going to just set up right here. She raises the axe as if it were a baseball bat and kind of like orients her body in such a way as to be ready to like swing it down. Watching the door, basically.
The hidden door that's now open?
The hidden door that's open with it, in case the water elemental should burble and give chase.
Got it.
And then this door just looks like a hallway.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
for now.
Okay. Well,
Ionia
For
knows
now.
it leads to something from the bopping of the eye.
oh. Where does it lead?
Uh,
Eye lady.
Nothing that would hurt you if you want to move into the room and get the flavor text.
Flavor text.
All right, sounds good. I'm gonna just grab Kato and throw him in. Hoppa. This octagonal chamber, which vaults to a 20-foot high ceiling, is composed of multiple slabs of opaque white crystal, fitted together to form a dome in the distinctive shape of an inverted eye, its gaze focused into the room below. This white crystal gleams with a subdued moonlight glow. The walls of the chamber are covered with arcane symbols, stylized line art, and images of Cyclops. A 20-foot diameter circle is incised into the stone of the floor directly beneath the great eye-shaped dome.
I'd like to knowledge Arcana that too.
Sure.
I'll use the tome for this one.
Sure. Maybe more religion or planes would be better. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then with the tome, that hits in the 40s, doesn't it? Nice. Nice. So then, it is clear to you this room at one point in time was sacred to the most powerful daemons of Abaddon. It combination of that and the smell of like gross water. It's hard to extrapolate it all together, flipping through the tome back and forth, the tome filling in the blanks with bits of like arcane stuff to like fill in the gaps of your knowledge. A long time ago, this site was sacred to the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and you are literally looking that little hole in the floor about where Kato's token is, the original discovery site of the Oculus of Abaddon. Presumably, this is why Vordakai built his tomb around the site. It might even be like where he found it's either like a Merida's beacon kind of analogy, or he found the Oculus right here and then consecrated the place. There is if you were to throw a detect magic in the room, there'd be overwhelming conjuration and divination. There is a true focal point of demonic energy in like ways that are beyond comprehension. Almost kind of like the first road, if I'm honest with you. Like, a similar site exists and you have stumbled upon it.
This one is very evil.
And I'm not saying the door is open necessarily, but here is a door, and it would lead you down by a very easy process of elimination to where the water elemental is.
Oh, so it just all loops around?
Yeah.
Oh, so okay.
So should we go the other way since it was hidden? Seems.
Yeah, I think it's probably a better approach angle.
Yeah.
I think the hidden door is probably a better angle of approach, maybe? Right, so. How strong are water elementals? I guess that's a meta question. I wouldn't know that.
You would, though. Arcana? You would. That is literally as big as they come. Or no, that's a lie. There's one bigger one. It's not an Elder Water Elemental. They're pretty darn strong. They obviously lack any vital organs for precision damaging or critting and things like that. Will be hard for Senia to spirited charge into a thing that, like, it's just going to sploosh a little, and that's where the momentum of the charge goes into. They also have DR10 over all the things.
So I'm as we enter, right before we enter, I'm going to chug one of my enlarged person potions. If Ionia, would you be able to make Prince a big boy too? Or I think this will be this fight actually is going to demand resources.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna leave Minoru's. Well, it's been over a minute, right, since the last fight.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
This minute ever.
Okay, so I have 5 more transmutation for the day. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, let's leave Minoru small for this one, so we'll just enlarge Prince.
Okay. He goes from small to medium.
He does. He is now Prince attack mode.
You
and
see
Cato becomes Cato the Magnificent.
all of the red prince shifts 90 degrees.
And
He enters attack position.
It has DR against everything.
Yeah. Any physical attack. Magic is a different story. It is... Fire will work fine. You just turn it into steam and it dies. Honestly, that might be more painful than a lot of things you could do to a water elemental. They're about as smart as, like, the wyverns outside. If you speak Aquan, it would be able to understand you. But that's about it.
Do we want to negotiate with it? Arbiter could translate.
It's like... It is a thing you could do.
Something tells me no. Like,
Something
But-
tells me I think we don't want to lose the element of surprise on our attack.
Was
Well,
that
here's
pun
the-
intentional? The element of surprise.
whoop.
Here's the idea: is I could invisibility sphere us, and we could maybe just sneak past it with invisibility sphere and pass without a trace.
I'd rather just deal with it personally.
Yeah,
I
'cause
don't
we did
know
the-
who else is around or what they'd like. Maybe release it or something.
And who knows if we get discovered somehow, it has some kind of special sense, and then we end up like,
No special senses.
okay, well, that's
I-
good.
I know. I imagine a water elemental probably cannot be tripped.
No.
I think
Well,
so.
kind of. It depends on the state in which you fight it. In the pool, it's just gonna become one with the water. But if it was on dry land, yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. I think our best bet is to take the advantage or take the initiative here and just charge it before it has time to realize what we're doing.
Okay. So
I
then-
am going all out on this one. I'm gonna have Divine Favor, Wrath, and Channel Vigor, Haste all active.
I'll have to use
going
my
in.
full power. Okay. So then seeing you guys stack up on the door, Zamantha's going to... Her token will need to be resized, but she moves to the other side to get the flank a little easier.
When you move us in, if you could make my token bigger too.
Okay, so then are we... Who wants to go in through Secret Passage?
All of our melee, right? And then our torso is probably going to stand out in the hall.
If possible, I know that the map might not allow for it, but that's what I would do.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. So then when you pop into the room, let me make sure it does automatically attack.
Minora's going to wait out in the hall as well.
Okay.
He'll be the backup.
He's just going to be a good boy for Uncle Artoris.
All
Oh
right.
yeah. Imagine someone comes up behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Awkward squeeze is awkward.
Oh, a pool right here.
Yeah. And I guess let me go ahead and... Unless you guys want to keep initiative for the sake
We
of it.
can.
Yeah, the rest of us all.
All right. Y'all know the drill.
Man.
Two higher than before.
Shit. Apparently my token wasn't selected.
It's fine. I can just jam you over real quick. Okie dokie. And then I need to... Hang on, my everything is pooping its pants. Where is my initiative? I'm a fast boy. And I could have been a considerably faster boy, but we try. We also have a really, really bad stealth score, even in the water. It's so disappointing. Okay, so then we have 3 people on count 15. I'm going to just set it up like that. Artoris, you are first. You have line of sight to the thing as it emerges from the water, probably in the shape of Vordakai, just like watery and fluidy and such. It burbles.
Okay.
Does anyone in the party speak Aquan? Never mind, the Arbiter understands everything. There is a quick... The sound is kind of like a yawn, kind of like a halt in a burbly, watery, languagey kind of sound. But even as it says like the command to stop, it's already winding up to hit Kato.
Okay. And then with that, swift action, activate Bane Elemental, I guess? And
Yes.
then firing off a full volley from the crossbow.
It passes to the other side.
Oh, I forgot my haste attack, so one more of those. Oop.
It's too bad all those crits against an elemental.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
critting
that's right.
Good! Pride cometh before your fall. Haha. Got him. You love to see it.
On the rapid shot attack, it's plus that for Bane.
Sounds good. And so Bane beats the DR, so it still just collapses and dies immediately. Wouldn't that be some shit? Minus 37, minus mathematics, minus 24, minus 36. 37. Okay, yeah, there's a big flurry of bolts. The creature does not bleed when it is struck so much as it's like the water comes out as it is forced out by the bolt, hits the wall, splashes the wall, and then runs off, and then water starts running like in 4 or 5 different angles off the creature. It's equivalent of bleeding as its form starts to almost melt away a little bit. And if that's all, it's on Ionia.
I will hold until after Kato.
All right, my lord.
Kato will 5 foot. So, how does a 5 foot work on this grid?
You have the space.
Open. Okay, I want us to move down. Like, would this be a 5 foot step?
Yeah.
I can't get Prince in the room.
Well, it's because he ain't trying hard enough. But, whoop, damn. No, I'm not trying hard enough either. There we go.
Let's put him up here in this corner. All right. Bop it bop bop bop. Let's so DR. So Prince's melee probably not the best. He gonna breathe fire. Prince gonna breathe fire.
Sounds good. I think reflex is an elemental's worst save. Nope, never mind. It's its best. You got it. The fire burns. Bits of it steam away. It kind of... The reaction is not like the form switches from Vordakai to like a wave that rolls out of the way. Some of it does steam up into the ceiling. What happens when the sulfur smells real bad, then fire happens? I'm not sure what happens there, but something does. Science.
All right, and then Kato with his big sword, big body, big sword.
Nice. I think that will not quite do it. Never mind. Okay, cool. You cut into it. It definitely connects. Water goes everywhere. And if that's all.
That's all.
Oh, Ionia.
Okay, can't quite see where I'm moving here, so we'll go. Yeah, I don't know where I'm supposed to be heading from here. Gotcha. So from right here, can I hit it?
Yeah, it should be fine.
You should try to discern its next of kin.
I mean, that's more kind of relative.
And then I just get my first attack, not the full thing, right?
You got it.
Which I'm guessing that does not hit.
No, one would not, unfortunately.
Oh, that's me.
Also, I literally didn't check the armor class of this thing for Kato or Arcturus. All of those still connect, but I'm just now realizing I didn't do that. Oopsie! Okay, on to Senia.
For some reason... Oh, I know why. I think I had Grom selected when I did my initiative instead of Senya. Oopsie. Okay. So I can't see into the room, but from what I can tell on the last computer, there really isn't much room where I could move to, is there?
Not really. You could take a shot at it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do.
Unfortunately, none of those connect.
Alright, and that ends my turn.
Alright, I love that my NPC keeps kill stealing from you guys. But that's life. It has 4 hit points, my modifier is 10. So, I guess that means...
You'll love to see it.
Hang on, I could roll double ones. That's exactly what I needed. Ooh. Nice. She just kind of like comes stepping into the room, axe up over her head, and then leans into it. Her back legs probably pick up off the ground with the momentum. and it cuts through and through it. There's a faint popping sound, a little flash of like white light originating from the center of the elemental out, as the summoned creature is returned to its home plane and defeated.
Whew.
Sif.
Stuff. Nice.
Zamath kind of just looks at everybody and nods. All right, we going sifting. The water smells bad, but is indeed safe to drink. The door appears to not be trapped.
Can someone cantrip the water?
Yes.
Cantrip the water.
Zamath nods. She immediately casts Mage Hand into the water and splashes. She looks at you confused.
You know,
I create water into the water.
Yes!
Cleaning cantrip.
I sterilize the water.
The water ain't up. Well, it's already back to its home plane. It's too late. As far as like to make it smell better, it's seems to be the stink of sulfur is not coming from like corrupted water so much as this is just a spring that's kind of sulfurous.
Do I see any capybara about?
You do
You
not.
see any?
Oh, aha! I understand that reference, and I didn't mean to do it.
Do you see any sweet treasure?
You do not. Merely a door.
There it is.
All right.
Where is the... Can you move me into that room?
Yeah, I'll just grab
Thank
it real quick.
Is that door kickable?
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it'll open. It's a big old bronze thing.
Oh, fancy door.
Kind of looks like a boss room door, TBH.
Can I sense motive to know if you're joking?
Can't
I
think
sense
motive
motive
is GM.
You see that, man, I had it's fucking Ricardo, his first game with us, when I'm flavor texting at him, he's like, guys, I can't see Tommy. I don't know if he has a poker face. Help me out. It keeps coming back at me. But, yeah, no, it's just seems to be very, very nice. It does look extremely boss door-y.
Should we scout past it? Or do we think...
I think I would have to open it in order to be able to scout.
Oh, it's
past
sealed?
it.
You could,
But
that
why-
little river of water there does seem to run under the door, as if, like, the water elemental could pass under that way, and so too could an Arcane Eye.
Let's scout it then.
Can I... Is the Arcane Eye is invisible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is invisible, but
They saw
like,
it last time.
some people have.
Detect
I'm pretty
magic, see
sure-
invisibility.
I'm pretty sure if there's big bad boss on the other side, he'll spot the eye. Whoever's
Yeah.
sitting.
I
on
probably
the
heard
door.
that commotion, even as
Oh.
quick as it was.
Even if you can get
I
a
could
quick
try to-
glimpse of what's over there for us before we push the door open, even if it's only for a
Then
moment.
let's get in like a battle position. So
Yeah.
if whatever is over there comes at the door, where is the door exactly? Is it here or no? It's there.
It's right here.
Yeah, where the
Got
water
it.
is running.
This is the other hallway, presumably then.
Yeah,
Mhm.
must be the one that looped around. Okay.
Yes, down here is the hallway. Which I don't see the benefit of the secret door then. If the
Well, there
hallway
might have been
just
traps in
the
that.
same way.
I don't know.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess let's scout ahead then.
Okay.
Can I roll stealth on my Arcane Eye? Can my Arcane Eye try to be stealthy?
Yes, but it'd be kind of pointless going into this one. Because actually, what I might do is
The
pop
door
out.
opens.
Yeah.
No, what I'll do is I'll say this is the room you were supposed to meet Vordakai for the first time and then fight here.
Oh,
Absolutely, that's not how we're doing this. But
Clearly.
but the water elemental was the last thing of note in the dungeon.
oh,
It's very much brighter in here now. To the flavor text. Because you guys deserve better than here's a token sitting on a throne. Ah, the heroes. Fuck you,
Uh-oh.
fireball. This chamber stretches forward into darkness. A channel of sulfurous water runs down the center of the chamber into a placid pool tinged in red and surrounded by kneeling forms. Nearby sits a small stone shrine decorated with several freshly severed human heads. Just beyond this grisly altar, a hideous throne made of bones looms above the pool. clearly Vordakai's throne room.
Do we recognize the heads?
Yes, you don't know them by name, but they are citizens of Concordia.
Okay.
More
Wait,
reason for this
oh.
person.
How fresh do they look? Like today? A couple days ago?
A couple days. No, maybe like... how's everybody's heal checks? This isn't 2E. We don't all have auto expert heal battle medicine. I have to
I
actually
rolled a
have...
2? Come on.
Perhaps like a couple of hours, maybe even less.
Well, we're gonna have some rest back home.
God. So these are fresher than we've been in the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Clearly
Is there
someone
any-
put them here ahead of you.
So, this is the dungeon and nothing's here. Which might tend toward explaining why Clara was waiting outside.
What do you mean? Oh, is there anyone in the throne room?
There's not. There are a lot of things. A lot of things. Oh, so many things.
Okay, well then I guess we just walk in.
All right. Vordakai. No,
Perhaps.
kidding. Let me just... There's a lot of shit going on. So then... Such a pool. Such that shows that pattern secret too. Okay, let me get a quick knowledge religion check. First thing.
Can I use the tome on this one too?
Seems good. So the severed heads, the bodies of said severed heads around the pool, the blood, the patterns of the blood, the way the bodies are macabrely arranged, so on and so forth. A ancient, yet still practiced in the modern day and very prevalent, just a quick blessing to the horsemen of war, asking for her favor in any form of combat, basically. Swift and glorious death to your enemies, souls taken back to Abaddon to fuel the Hellforges, so on and so forth. Probably done to literally prep the bad guys for you.
Oh. Well, at least they're taking us seriously.
I'd rather them not.
I mean, that's a little flattering, though, that they went through all this effort just for little old us.
My next question, does anyone read Cyclops?
I might. Give me a sec.
I mean, we have a hat that can read any language.
Hat of Cyclops reading.
I also have. I don't have Cyclops as a language, but I do have like a busted linguistic skill.
But we
Just
have
use
a
the
magic.
hat.
We have a magic item that reads any language. So
I know Ionia would love to go through the trouble of deciphering the
I
Cyclops.
really would, because
But-
I have all
Put
these
the hat
points
on.
in linguistics. Okay, fine. I'll put on the hat.
on the hat.
Alrighty. So over, like, on this right here, clearly the throne room also served as a form of, like, library and laboratory. Notes on everything from, like, ancient tablets to, like, modern day sheets of paper strewn all about the place. Everything from, like, stuff concerning the worship of the Four Horsemen, methods by which one can engineer various apocalypses and things, to feed, indeed, these daemons' insatiable gluttony for souls, and then flash forward to the more newer stuff, the confusion and annoyance of a arrogant and intelligent man at how the world has changed in 10,000 years and how he must learn it all from the brains of worthless kobolds and how he yearns to see what has changed in the world around him before he attempts to resurrect his empire. Lots of bits and pieces about all of you, lots of bits and pieces about, like, some of your, like, Sol Sicarius is brought up. Bits about, like, not a whole lot about Black Stags, but, like, things that aren't nice about Senia and the last daughter of a broken group of, and then a bunch of just, like, shitty things about the Black Stags.
Well, that's not very
People
nice.
Artoris knew in life, people Ionia know in life, and things like that. Nothing about your mother.
Hmm.
There's, like, further on, more, like, talk of abductions, how easy it was to sway Kalira to come over, the domination, the forcing Kalira to kill her children, and then, like, just signing her on evermore as Vordakai's new general. There's mention
Wait.
of...
Wait, so sorry. Take one step back. It said we have record that that's what happened. Wow, that's dark.
There's also mention of a demi-plane, presumably where the rest of the Cyclops army is.
Okay.
And how all of this is just kind of a first step on Vordakai's quest to swiftly conquer all of Galarian.
Well, that's heavy.
It's worth noting, Tommy, privately we had discussed, like, once this is all over, we should do right by Kalira and help her kids out. But
We actually had that conversation.
I mean,
like,
y'all have resurrection money.
we meant like try to like. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Next
well, that
thing.
plot thread tied itself up.
Indeed.
Um,
The moment you've
I-
all
I-
been... Well, good.
as much as I hate to like burn history, a lot of these notes we should probably like get rid of.
What? Why? It's
And stuff about like summoning daemons and shit and fueling them with souls. Like that's so dangerous to just have
Sure.
out there. Not to mention
We stick
like,
it in the vault
I mean,
somewhere then. But
Out of character, I'm confused why this is coming from you and not from me.
Well, you better get on it. Jeez.
yeah, it's kinda
Chastise
same.
people.
Miss knowledge above all.
Next on the docket, I should probably... Behind his throne, there's a bunch of loot. Since we've been waiting on that for so long, and I'm afraid Dell will explode if I don't pay him. That's a strange circle between he and I. Anyway, behind there, a total of, in random old-ass coins, paintings, so on and so forth, 19,500 gold, a bunch of probably belong to maybe some of the soot scales, hard to say. Clearly his victims, a ring of friend shield. The match was supposed to be found somewhere else, but I changed that. So both of them, there are two, hooray. Boom, bam. Ring of protection +2, a cloak of resistance +1, a gloves of swimming and climbing, a pouch holding 3 packets of dust of dryness, and a +1 cold iron magical beast flail. But the real treasure,
Is the friendship we made along the way.
the friendship we made along the way.
represented by the ring of share friend, or no, that's share shield. Never mind. Oh, a friend shield. That's
There
that's
it
what
is.
it was. Yeah, there it is.
You got there.
We figured it out. There also is, like up in here and a little bit down these stairs, more of Vordakai's laboratory. There, as you go sifting around, scanning around, and things like that, there's the preserved knowledge of ancient Casbaron in the, like, that being the continent immediately on the other side of Brevoy. In the most complete form probably to exist on Galarian, what with the ancient Cyclops here, is just laid out for anyone to find. It's
That was cute.
about 1,000 pounds worth of stone tablets worth. Easily worth 10,000 gold, if not more, to the right scholarly source. And again, of Casmaron lore.
We're gonna have a hell of a museum if we can pull through the other side of this.
Those stairs look ruined, is that right? It's like they don't go up,
No, they go down.
they go down.
There is... Oh, man. It sucks because I don't have any wizards in this party. I am going to... I will not be giving the Reclaimers all of the spells Vordakai has prepared or present, along with up to 6 additional spells of each level, up through 9th of your choice. I will come up with something else between here and next time. But I don't know what that is yet, but we'll get there. Even more stuff. I need to get the exact flavor text of these because they're very, very important. There's a bunch of them set very, like, nice and neatly on the tables in the lab. Bam. What? No, I don't want the spell. You know what I'm looking for. There we go. You nerd. It's not a magic jar. He basically just looks like a little, tiny little mason jar. As you... this one I probably do want a spellcraft or knowledge arcana or something from. This one's a little more powerful.
Oh, what's better? That's really bad. That's really bad.
I probably should have actually done the knowledge arcana with the tome.
It's all good. The religion is for something else. You guys actually aren't super sure what you're looking at.
Damn.
Well, let's go ahead and use it.
I could object read it.
You could. You most certainly could. It's that's more relevant than you think. I need to know how you're using that.
Originally as a meme, but I don't know if you heard the terror laugh in the background.
Oh, I always do. It's
It was a hoot and a holler. Okay.
goddamn.
I don't know. I was just memeing. I'm not gonna lie. I had no real method to my madness.
You should have said, like, I want to recall the knowledge of my fellow noble houses and whether I've heard a tale of them.
Of a magical mason jar.
Yeah. Just sell it, man.
Cato actually has some family from the deep south. They like to preserve jams with these.
I'd like to turn next of kin on Kato.
Oh my god.
You now
All
know
right.
that one girl from so long ago when I don't remember the context of bringing Cato someone from the village. But y'all remember what I'm talking about.
I remember. Yeah, Ionia setting Kato up with a
That was really weird.
streetwalker. It was weird.
She wasn't a streetwalker. She was just
True.
moving on. What do you do about these mason jars?
And then Cato just discussed philosophy with her.
Yeah, it was awesome. A different kind of release, if you know what I mean. Well, I guess we like, what does it physically look like besides being in a jar? Like the thing inside the jar.
Inside the jar looks like... What does it look like? That one's a little more difficult. I don't get a... As if you'd caught mist in it, I'll say. It swirls around, almost as if there was wind inside the jar.
So I have a theory. Didn't we recently pick up a spell book that had like magic art spell?
Guys.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on.
Thinking about the trench mist? That's where my mind went.
A million
said the
trench
word
mists
mist.
all pop out. There's a gif. Where's the gif? I heard the ping. Oh, never mind. That was something else entirely, it seems.
So religion check wouldn't work here?
You could.
I try a religion with the tome.
The tome.
So
Plot
Can I
exposition.
perceive the hell out of it?
I forget how many times we've used the tome, but it's only 3 per day, and I think we're...
Today I've only used it the once.
Because we
No,
rested.
you've used it twice.
Or twice. This will be our last
When-
use.
When else did I use
You,
it?
you used it, even though I hit that nat 20 on that religion check, you used the tome on your religion roll. Then
And
you
what was
used,
the other
before that, you used it on...
on the Arcana.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I still have one more.
Well, if you want to
I'll
pop
burn it.
Burn it up.
Um,
I'm really
and
curious about this thing.
you said Arcana would work for this as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do Arcana then with the tome.
Okay. What you're looking at is a humanoid soul trapped in a jar.
Knew it! Kato didn't know, but Matt knew.
There
Sorry.
are a lot of them. Probably Vordakai used in his experiments for things. They are... Yeah, that's enough. You figured out what the item is. Literally, the item is called soul jars. An empty one of these can be used to hold a soul that has successfully been trapped via soulbind. If you were to pick up one of these, you would be able to communicate telepathically with the soul inside the jar. The big one here is not only do you have a thing to torment and unlife evermore, by putting someone's soul in the soul jar, obviously that prevents them from moving on to the afterlife. They cannot reach the boneyard because they're here.
Or perhaps be reincarnated by
Or, yeah, no resurrections, no nothing.
Is this Grinluke?
One of them might
Well,
be.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
one
have
of
to
them.
pick them
Oh,
up
there's
and
many.
communicate.
Well, if nothing else, we should, like, maybe...
And I guess as the last thing, really, really quickly, if any one of these were to break for any reason, the soul trapped inside would immediately just boneyard.
What if we open it and release the soul, though?
Boneyard.
Same effect? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
You'd,
releasing either way.
it'd be like opening, Christ, I can't even... A can of air, basically. The air would just float out and you'd never be able to trap it again.
I see no reason not to open them all.
So by touching them, we can communicate with them, so we can know who they are.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
how
it
many
really
are-
doesn't.
I'm just curious.
How many are here?
Yeah.
Probably a couple thousand.
Okay, never mind. We're not shifting through that library of souls.
Wait, if
Um,
If only Vordakai labeled them, that would be nice.
Why didn't he
Yeah.
label his jams?
there's no label, like, label maker stickers on them? No.
No.
Like,
Alright.
just because I don't know this, but I imagine Ionia does. What exactly is Boneyard? Is that, like, just the afterlife? Is that, like, a hell?
The boneyard is when you die, your soul begins its journey, not unlike what you're looking at on the map. At the beginning of the river Styx, crossing through the various planes of the multiverse to eventually resolve at a pool at the very end in the boneyard, a demi-plane ruled by the goddess of death, Pharasma, where you then get out of the river of souls, get in line, and then are judged by she herself and then sent to your rightful afterlife.
So it's like a purgatory.
More like
Awakening
gates of
to the
what's it?
various different
yeah.
domains that you could potentially pass on.
So
to.
again, I reiterate, I see no reason not to open them all. What's the quantity? How long would that take?
a long time.
All right, question. Plan. A, are the jars themselves valuable?
Not now. They are... A soul jar is worth about 5,000 gold a head, but with the soul inside them, the magic has been used up. It is now a... I won't say not valuable item, but I will say, like, selling it is a little harder unless you want to go find somebody and, like, have Concordia start trafficking in humanoid souls. In
Right, I'm
which
saying,
case...
Okay. Yeah, I don't think... Guys, are we gonna traffic souls?
No.
No, I don't
No.
think we are.
And once the souls
actually-
are released from these, the magic is...
And
Oh, sorry.
I was going to just say, if the PCs decide to get into the soul selling business and word spreads, their kingdom gains 1d6 points of unrest per soul they've sold.
Per soul? Oh my god.
So maybe don't.
There's a rule for that.
There is.
But the profit is... What's the upside to that?
Yeah.
Murder hobos live great lifestyles. You don't need a kingdom. You need
Can
money.
we like?
Okay, I have a plan. I have a plan for these jars, but I just want to make sure that I've covered all my bases. Once the jars have been opened and the souls released, first of all, if there's no way to harm the souls, if these jars were to be destroyed, the soul would just be released. If they're open, they would just be released. And once the soul's released, the jars no longer hold value, right?
The jars no longer hold value, and there's no way to harm the soul short of, like, someone is ready to channel energy as soon as it's open.
Okay, so Prince is. Can I? I'm just
Gonna
gonna have
blast him.
Prince. I'm just gonna have Prince fire breath the room.
Well, are they in such a way that we won't damage the tablets?
The tablets are made of like ancient stone. Fire won't.
Okay. Will anything else be damaged?
Papers, right?
Yeah, let's remove anything.
Just
We'll
don't
leave,
wanna-
we'll leave the jars till the end, and then as we leave, before we leave to head upstairs back to the graveyard, he'll just kind of blank. He'll just
blast them.
Cool dragons don't
Blast
look at
them.
explosions. Oh, one more thing. They put this treasure section real weird. There is by the door. It's folded up. It almost looks like a little like black square of paper, but then as you unfold it, it gets very, very Acme, very, very quickly. A portable hole. You now have the
Portable
means
hole.
to do the portable hole bag of holding bomb.
and Terra rift in the material plane
Yeah.
and
Or
teleport ourselves to a random demi-plane.
Right.
lots
love
of
it.
bad would happen.
Yeah.
Also helps you get all of this ancient lore like out of here.
That's
Well,
true.
so much for that treasure stitching spell I took.
You're welcome.
Just know that I had a plan, guys.
Just know that I had a plan and it all.
And you could keep that plan and eventually sell the portable hole for. Oh, it's worth some money, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Right. Not a portable
for
sweat
now.
lodge. What's wrong with you? I want a portable hole. Why is that not in this stupid app? Whatever.
Well, we are on some timers, so
Yeah.
what's our next
That's
move?
we'll
So
take
port-
all the treasure with the portable hole, blow up all the things, and
Portable
release
hole's
all the
20,000
souls,
gold.
and then we will depart.
All right. So we group everything into the hole as we leave that horrible room. Prince does a little flex and blasts him.
Okay, fair enough. It'll take a little while for that to work. Like,
Sure.
the fire will eventually spread, and like over time. It would get there.
Like,
Okay.
how much?
We don't have to say
do
much.
do we maybe want to come back and do this?
Well, no, he's saying like the burning has to happen. It's
Yeah.
not just going to be instant. Like, bam, they all just shatter. we
This
can
isn't
leave.
this isn't a grenade that we're throwing
Right.
into the room.
And all these bajillions of soul jars aren't conveniently in like a 30-foot cone. So-
Okay.
I don't want to spend an hour on this and have like all those spells that has to be wasted.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay, so then with that, we head back out.
I suppose so. Very cautiously.
Well, first, do we? I can
Each
scry.
round-
Well, that'll take an hour. Never mind.
Each round of fire breath takes seconds, so like
Right. Yeah.
probably like a few minutes to clear the room.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So, are we going back out the way that we came in, or are we going back out the way that we could have come in through the nastiness while we still have the bubble?
It's faster to go back out through the nastiness.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
And we-
it ultimately takes us to the Wyvern Cliff.
Yeah.
Which,
Both ways.
yeah. All right. Yeah.
Okay. So then I'll move you guys
Oh.
back to the outside the tomb map. Assuming
Before
that's
we leave,
good.
Prince is going to drop a deuce on Vordaki's throne.
Alright, got it. You're sure
God
when
damn it.
Vordakai figures this out, he will be so mad. So pissed!
We
But-
we didn't find the room that I had seen when I object read the rod where I saw the Oculus.
No. Presumably, when you read in his notes mention of a demi-plane, that's probably...
Oh, right.
Anyway, as you guys make it back onto this board, may I please have a... Well, I'll give you the flavor text before I ask for the thing. It's evident as soon as you, like, step out back into the sunlight, the entire landscape has changed dramatically. All of the colors have become vibrantly oversaturated, almost painful to look at. There are, anywhere there were vines before, the vines have all like quadrupled in length and girth. Some of them are bigger than Grom is. all of them with these really big, about the size of like a human's forearm, thorns popping out. The trees all like seem to sway under their own power. The sky is this strange, almost like purple in color. Kind of like in the Midwest when we have tornadoes, the sky gets real crazy colors sometimes. Like that, but worse. Just like amethyst sky. You would at first think it's really quiet, but then you start hearing the sounds of like almost like apes hooting somewhere inside the trees, but the sound seems to come from like 6 places at once. A lot of the leaves on said trees have also changed to like a brilliant bluish pinkish color, some just like vibrant like blood reds, some like as orange as the sun. Samantha's pretty wide-eyed as she catches all of this.
I wonder if this is the
We
work of
probably
that.
all are.
I wonder if this is the work of that creature that flew overhead last night.
Certainly so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it feels really bad leaving here without having really accomplished anything.
Well,
I mean, it's possible that Kalira's still waiting where she was, but I mean, it's been so long at this point, who knows?
yeah.
It would take us more than an hour to get down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it is worth doing a scry
That's
again.
right. Those stairs are miles.
Does anything seem... We're hearing noises, right?
Yeah.
They're coming from the trees.
Mm-hmm. And like more than that too. Like the wind is almost melodic. As the water of the river slaps against the like the walls of the canyon, it's almost like a 3-part harmony with the wind.
Does anything seem particularly threatening, or is it just really trippy?
I suppose the answer to that question is: do you consider trippy to be threatening? Because outright no.
Chorus would.
Then there's your answer.
Okay. Then yeah, we need to. I would say we should get out of here.
Scoot and skedaddle.
Does it kind of peering in any direction? Do I see an end point of this weird shift, or does it go on and on and on?
Seems to go on for quite a ways.
Yeah. I mean,
All right. Well,
I'm of the same mind as Ionia. It kind of feels like we didn't leave empty-handed. We left with a bunch of stuff, and maybe we have a...
Not really have accomplished much.
No, we left without the one thing we came for. But at least if Clear is still waiting for us, we can at least scratch one loose end off of our list. But I think
I
we
almost think that we should do that scrying either on Kalira or Vordakai, or probably the phylactery would be a good target.
So now we know why the phylactery never pinged with your
Yeah, I wasn't even there.
well, it wasn't even my guess is it's
And last time I did the scrying on Kalira, she no longer had the phylactery, right?
Mm-hmm.
was probably taken to that demi-plane, TBH. That's my guess anyway.
Do we have any way of reliably plane traveling?
I believe no.
Not currently.
No wizards here.
Do we need like a court wizard?
I think we should get out of this area. Personally, that's my vote.
Maybe the Hell Knights can help us with, if we provide them with the notes on the demi-plane. Look, we need to, we don't have the resources. We have an ally which we sacrificed a witch for, remember, who might have been able to help us here. And I say
I
we.
mean, that was
I mean, it's me. Yes, I know. Don't even. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
by using them as an ally, we potentially lose me and Senya and Bakken. Maybe even Jubilost. Jubilost might be okay.
There are allies right now, like as things currently stand, they are currently our allies. So, and I'm sure they would be more than happy to
Arcturus
help.
is leaving. I'm walking out of. I'm making my way away from this area.
I guess we're not going to scry then.
I'm not
I don't think
comfortable
we should.
being here.
I don't think you should hang around here for an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
Probably
area is unnatural.
So
And
is it
probably
like walk back towards the stairs and things?
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys make your way that direction, like the farther and farther you go, the terrain does not change. It remains as otherworldly as it was before, where there was not anything but barren rock. There is now just vibrant and verdant flora everywhere of various shapes and sizes, weird flowers of, you wouldn't say non-Euclidean shapes, but like weird like squares and triangles that seem to make negative sense, but then it blooms in the sun as you approach like a flower. The sky remains that strange color, the sounds remain harmonious and in general happy. Now I need to remember how far of a walk this is. This will be the last time I have to check this, so that's nice. But how far of a walk was that?
We might come back here on vacation or something.
Yeah, fair, and then we'll double check it again. How far was that stairs again, Tommy? I forget. Exploring the Heights, Valley of the Dead. Ha, doopy-doo, I'm doing a scroll. Oh, that didn't help me at all. It takes a long time, though. It's a couple miles, and even longer now, as some places you have to stop and, like, get Zamanth's axe or the Red Prince's fire or anything like that to just get these vines, like Tarzan vines with thorns as big as you, out of the path so you have room to maneuver around them.
Would there be, I guess no one actually asked, would there be some kind of knowledge check we could roll to determine what the hell this is?
Oh, indeed. The plains would be good. Nature would be good. The plains are nature. Indeed, Senia. You're witnessing... Probably the Black Stags have this somewhere in their, like, passed down oral traditions, because it's not the first time it's happened in the Stolen Lands. A planar convergence. From time to time, seemingly out of nowhere, no one knows why, some of the tribes in the region will take it as a blessing from the gods, some will take it as, like, a curse brought upon you by certain, like, eldest or other powerful archfey. In this part of the world, the mathematics of the planes and how they sit basically on top of each other in space rubs really close. And in this case, the first world has pushed directly on top of the material plane. You're pretty sure, though no one has done this, if you were to, like, try to uproot one of these trees, on the other side of it, there would be a, rather than roots, little miniature portal directly into the first world. And these are growing out from that into your world. It's not as, like, no, you're definitely in the first world. You are very sure if you die, your soul will go to the boneyard. You don't just auto-reincarnate because your soul can't leave. The effect is not permanent, but when it happens, it's been known to happen for, like, a couple months at a time. Presumably, you imagine once you get out of the mountains, it'd be fine. Though it's hard to say, the radius of said effect has been different in every single solitary last occurrence.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's this spooky and dangerous. So
Yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah, let's.
You further presume that, I should say, when it did happen, that's probably how the Jabberwock got here.
Right.
Maybe the first thing that comes to Senia's mind thinking about this is it's almost like a right place at the right time kind of thing. Though generally speaking, the creature is kept under lock and key by very powerful entities. If it happened to be right where the place of planar convergence was, and then could escape onto the material plane, well, opportunity.
wreak havoc for a while until it was snatched back.
Exactly.
I get the Legend of Korra Spirit World vibes.
Sort of. You notice Grom shrinks a little and is a cat, not a horse. And on you go. I forget
Prince
his...
is a massive ancient dragon.
Or the strange cat thing is what I was going to go with. Give me the power of fire. The Red Prince sets all of you on fire. Oops.
Nothing bad happens. Nothing bad happens when we cut one of these massive vines that's in the way. It doesn't.
No, it quivers as if you just cut a person, but it doesn't. Nothing bad happens.
Well, if you feel bad.
The only rule in the first world is there are no rules.
Wonderful.
And the first thing you notice after an amount of time passes and y'all make your way down, I'll move you to the battlefield here in a moment. The wagon is splinters by the time you return.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Horses have been slaughtered, heads have been mounted on spikes, entrails are in various patterns all over the place. The effect continues all throughout the Valley of the Dead. There are several tombstones that have been roots have knocked them over and split them so they fall two different directions. It's a mess.
What happened to the Chester?
Nowhere to be seen.
No, those monsters.
Do you want me to locate object to Chester?
That actually might not be a terrible idea if they stole our chest full of potions and other things.
Is there a discern? We could also just track them.
That's true.
I mean, I've got a pretty big range on this.
All right, go for it. I will have my survival waiting in the wings.
Okay. Let me just get everybody on the place they need to be. You do not sense it.
Should have had a note of blasting on Chester. That would have fizzled.
I think we did actually have a note of blasting on Chester from a long time ago.
Actually, what I'll try first is
Old
this.
Chester, though.
Do I see anyone?
You do see very, very light tracks around the remains of the wagon and the horses. Humanoid tracks, but barely touching the ground. Your first thought is elf tracks, then...
All right, then I guess...
We move out into because our carriages.
Can I, well, that's +5 to try and identify, so I think they might be elf. Can I get a more clear idea?
Closer to a heavily booted, yet floating off the ground, only something airwalking. Foot touches the ground, pushes.
I don't see anything in the sky.
No. Other than weird, the clouds
Right.
probably have strange, plant and animal shapes.
Can I assist in that survival?
Sure. Alrighty, it dawns on me I should probably put a centaur token on the board. Yeah, as you go looking around, it's the assailant was flying when this happened, but not used to being off the ground, and therefore sometimes their feet would touch the ground in the process of floating over to attack a thing. The tracks,
Got it.
like, as they go away from the scene, do pick up, and then you lose them because they are no longer in contact with the ground.
Follow a scent?
Mostly it just smells like dead horse and blood and gore and lilacs and lilies and other strange, nonsensical things, like smelling one flower from the first world, it smells like honey. Smelling one flower, it smells like sour Skittles, and then you smell the third one and it smells like armpit. There's not a lot of
How long's it been since the start of the day?
start of the day as in when the rest ended.
Yeah.
Probably like 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. I will recast See Invisibility. I don't assume that helps at all, but
It does not. Nothing
Okay.
pings. You do see, like, as you were to leave the valley, a faint crimson exclamation point floating.
Yeah.
There's a
That's what I
second
feel
and a
like.
third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth one that rapidly fall in line behind it. You
Yeah.
feel like you're in a staging room for a boss fight. If you'd like to buff now,
You should probably do that, huh?
I got one potion left too. This is perfect. I'm saving one because I figured.
and I guess if you could, I'm gonna yoink everybody back to Vordakai's tomb really quickly. Give me a simple marching order for the squad.
I think the same. So
Like this.
Senya on Grom take the front. Kato, Prince.
Samantha turned out to be a pretty formidable fighter in that last one. Maybe she shouldn't be like dead back,
Oh, I figure she's
unless that's most comfortable.
fast though. Like she's fast. Like
Oh,
she can,
that's true. That's true.
You guys also don't necessarily have to be in a column right now. It's not
That's-
small hallways, it's a big open valley.
Right.
Fair enough. All right, so I'm thinking like
classic V formation.
It's a wedge formation.
What is this? The Mighty Ducks?
Yeah. It's the new name of the kingdom, Duck House.
Do we maybe once we get outside want to have Prince like flying above so that somebody else can I can take the spot behind, or I guess it'd be Senya then Kato then me, with Prince above.
well, I'm thinking we have well Prince can just fly over people.
I
I'm
just
thinking we
realized.
have
Sorry, I didn't realize we were actually in here. My bad.
do you want to
I mean, I'd want to be toward the back next to Minoru if possible. And like that.
Yeah, I'm thinking and then we put the centaur lady up here.
I'd
we
like
have
to
the-
be probably behind you because my movement is real slow. So the closer to the front I am, the easier it is for me to get into the fight.
I mean if you want to take point, that's cool.
I don't want to take point, but I don't want to be in the back. You know what I mean?
I mean that seems good. I
And
know
we
Senya can kind of I mean she's got lots of movement. She wants to do big charges and
it's
Right
been
by-
more than 100 since our last combat, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I think this I mean Kato, Prince, Senya, and I guess Ionia wants to be up with the Vanguard, which is fine. The Centaur, kind of back, and then the Arcturus and Minoru behind her, I guess. Seems like a good formation.
Okay. Sounds good. So something like...
Something resembling this,
Got it.
an era.
Alrighty. Do you guys want to be, within 5 feet of each other?
Maybe like 5 foot
It's-
apart.
If it's open, probably a little
Yeah.
further.
A little spread out. We have to kind of cramp here, but kind of depends on how much space we have.
Of
on
course. Let me just get everybody nice and scooted. Within 5 feet, everyone could 5-foot step and be adjacent to somebody else. Should be good. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Any castings of spells, knowledge checks to make? Questions, comments, concerns?
I'm gonna need just a second figuring out all the spells I'm casting here.
Going in, I will have Divine Favor, Channel Vigor, Haste, and Greater Invisibility up.
Sounds good.
I should keep at least. Yeah, I'm only gonna be able to do resist energy on me now.
I will obviously have my combat stances active, and I will use my last enlarged person potion on Kato.
And what the hell, I'll cast Invisibility on Arbiter, too.
Greater invisibility, you can still attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Greater Invisibility on me and Minoru as well then. I'm gonna do size alteration on Prince. Size alteration on Minoru. Quickness on Arcturus.
Ooh, really?
I mean, he's already hasted himself.
Oh, no, but that's really good if you do that.
Oh, okay.
Because I can move Channel Vigor to my limbs and give myself +4 on
Yeah,
my
I
attack
figure
rolls.
you're like our biggest damage
Okay,
dealer, right?
please. Thank you. Or Channel Vigor Mind, then, is what I'll have up. That's +4.
Give me 1 second here.
And I get +4 in perception checks.
Seems good. Oh, it's been so long since I used this token, I can't re-find it. There you are. Hi, bud.
Okay, I have one more quickness. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, I have two because I'm gonna use Minoru's Dire Collar instead of size alteration. So I guess those would be best probably on Kato and Senya.
You're really good on Kato. And Senya too, I imagine. She wouldn't. Yeah. A little bit.
Am I still gonna be able to ride Grom?
Yes, charging will be a little
Okay.
more difficult because the terrain,
Yeah.
if you were. But yeah, you could definitely still be on his back.
So just get extra attacks.
On full rounds, yeah.
Give me 1 more second to look over my spells here.
Goddamn support casters.
Hey, you'd be real thankful
Okay,
for
I
it when
think
you
we're
get
good.
there. Okay.
And then I will let you guys know how long you have each of these in a minute. I can calculate that while we're in combat.
So then the second question then becomes, because there are several very
Okay.
short-term buffs ticking, do we... Oh, poop. Sometimes you cut out. I was sitting there quietly the whole time, just being a nice man and waiting for you. But my second question, now the buffs are all run up, is given that some of them will only last a minute, that kind of makes you guys monologue proof for when the bad guy does show up. Is everybody cool with that? We're basically going to skip all of the RP and just the bad guy happens. I presume you guys are immediately fingers to the trigger and the combat starts.
I'm okay with that, honestly.
Because if you're not, then some of the minute buffs will wear off before.
Right.
I need
At this
something.
point, with these enemies, I'm okay with it.
Monologuing is half the fun.
All right, especially when you can just let everybody's dire collar and things tick up. I need to make Minoru a little bigger than he is. Work. Okay.
I feel like we've been stretched to our the limits of our patience at this point, anyway.
Makes sense.
Well,
I mean, they're free to monologue at us while we hack at them.
Yeah, if they so
Yeah,
choose.
yeah.
Okay, so then I need to set a thing up really quickly. I will say, as this encounter starts, line of sight is important. Several of you are sharing homes. If Tara and Zeresh would both do me a favor, and if Del or Esker try to cheat by looking at your screen, inflict my holy wrath upon them. I empower you both to do so. I want to double make sure that my computer immediately crashes when I kick the dynamic lighting on. As you guys make your way over, first things first, let me get a quick perception check.
This is +4 from the channel vigor.
Nice. Just getting everybody. I forgot to set up the dragon. There we go. Okay, so it's almost everybody. Ionia is the only person in the party who doesn't notice it as you guys are making your way over. This, like, strange, almost, like, about the same color as the stuff in the soul jars, really, mist begins to, like, reach up, grasp about your ankles, and you can hear, seemingly coming from the very ground, the echoing of a faint laughter, you would say. The voice sounds almost familiar, but almost not. The Valley of the Dead is clearly, something has happened here since you've been here last and is now haunted.
Okay.
As you make your way farther up, you're not going to be able to see it when I move you over to the map, but a shimmering obsidian line opens, like, down the center of empty space and opens. And the first thing that walk out are 6 of the standard issue ogres, if you will, that you've been going toe-to-toe with for so long. But these, as well as Kalira, who floats directly behind them, armed with halberds. 4 soul leaders behind Vordakai in, like, a V formation, also flying about 5 feet off the ground. Vordakai has the oculus in his eye and this just angry snarl on his face. Behind all of that on the ground, oh god, it's hard to say how many exactly. Zemanth has a very big, angry, visceral reaction as the skeletons of what must be her entire tribe march behind in a strange, you wouldn't really call it a formation. They're not standing rank and file, but they have been arranged as troops. Vordakai notices the mist. Let me get this is a sense motive check. I can't just auto hand it to Artoris. Or maybe I can. That was a 9, Jesus.
Crazy.
It is very clear to Artoris that Vordakai is as surprised about the mist as you are. He opens his mouth as if to talk. You guys all immediately get ready to do the fighting, and then the mist rapidly rises, and the battlefield is coated in a fog cloud. Good luck. Have fun. Roll for initiative.
This is what you're saying. The water elemental wasn't the big boss.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
All right, there I am. Wow.
That feels really bad.
Yeah, a little bit.
You want to hero point that? Or...
Don't you bait her, Jesus!
I want to save that for if I die.
Okay.
So I'm glad I got all my shitty initiatives out of the way for the past 2 fights.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Artor still gets me with a significantly lower roll.
As you do. So, owing to the fact that you can't see your opponents, I'm going to put this initiative on a notepad, as I used to so long ago when I started GMing. Because you won't necessarily know when they're going. Ionia's got a 5. Kato had like a 28. Yeah.
Oh, are we like? So we can't? Did we just enter like
the spell?
dark?
The spell
it
fog
was a
cloud.
myth.
You've got 5 feet of a 50% miss chance, and you can't see anything out past you.
And for any of our enemies that this matters to, Minoru and I are invisible.
Nice. If you want to mark your token in some way as to those of you who are not seeable right now. So I got 5 different folks. You don't need to see those dice rolls. They're secret. I don't like using secret rolls because it feels very player versus GM to me. But this is one of those times where like it's going to be very player versus GM. Everybody can hear the sounds of the cackling now. Just this mad, frantic, shrill shriek that seems to echo, just bouncing off the fog like a tennis ball thrown into a very small room. And then we got you, sir. Goes on that count. You, sirs, go on that count. And then, last but not least, the bad ones go on that count.
While you're setting everything up, Tommy, would you mind growing my token? And I don't know where Prince is. I think he might be.
I got him. Hang on. I gave him sight, but I didn't give you control over him.
Oh, dark vision. Does that help, Prince?
Unfortunately not. It's not an issue of lighting, it's an issue of there is almost solid fog in front of your face.
Gotcha.
All right, Arturus, you are top of the initiative.
Can I attempt to dispel magic the fog?
Yes, I think. Actually, yes and no. You guys have been dealing with haunts for long enough that it would work, but only for a little while.
Do I have a sense of what a little while would mean? Would it mean like the combat, or would it mean like a round?
Maybe a few seconds at most.
Okay.
There is an unnatural and unholy force that has bound someone or something here.
Right.
In the fog, you can hear the sounds of like several hooves without the muscles to bring them down, clattering towards you. Vordakai is incanting. Kalira is shouting something rude. The soul
Can I
leaders make
fire
no noise.
at the noises?
Yes, you would be firing into. I won't say the range increment, but you'd certainly be firing out pretty far and completely blind. But stranger things have happened.
Okay. Well, let's see here. I can't study a target I don't see. Words of wisdom. I guess
God damn it.
I will 5 foot forward.
Alrighty, you cannot take a 5-foot step in difficult terrain. That will count as a move action.
Oh. Then I will, where is it?
Oh, I didn't put old girl on initiative. I'm starting to like her.
As a free action, I'll activate Agile Feet to ignore difficult terrain, and then 5 foot through it.
Oh, there you go. Got him.
And then I will fire at Kalira.
Oh, that one's a little harder to pick. There are literally
Okay, what's the loudest noise?
probably the sounds of the army.
I think he's gonna randomize who you should like.
No, he can still pick a target. It's just
God damn it. I will fire at... I'm still going to fire at Kalira.
okay. Sounds good.
That's what I would do.
You
I
do
know
have a
me.
named bullet. Now, do you want
Well-
to tell the people at home what named bullet does? Because I forget, and it's been
I
bothering me.
wish I did, but it ran out of time.
No, that sucks.
Thought the fight would be in the... Yeah. Alright, where am I? Bane is off, because I don't know what I'm firing at. Well, no, wait. Swift action. I'll fire it. I'll activate it as humanoid half-elf? Humanoid elf?
Yeah, half elf. Humanoid. Actually, no. She counts as either an elf or a human, whichever's worse for her.
Okay, cool. And then I will fire at the sound of Kalira.
Alrighty. Is that a fire in the gun, or are we firing the...
This is unfortunately, the crossbow for now.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Suppose I need to pop open that sheet, don't I? Come here, you.
80 range increment.
80
I don't know
range
how far I'm
increment.
firing.
So then, first things first, do you have anything to man, my brain just completely divided by 0. Do you have anything to negate firing into concealment?
Yes.
Okay. What would that be?
Improved precise shot, I think.
Does that really do that?
Oh wait, is it total concealment?
Yeah, it's the 50% mischance firing against an invisible target, basically. So yeah, total concealment.
Then no.
Okay, so then you have the first attack probably mechanically misses, but on flavor, you certainly hit something. There is a loud sound charging at you. Maybe you hit a big old Tarzan vine. Maybe you hit a Cyclops. Who's to say? Second attack is considerably... So it looks like the other 3 will strike home. I think this is what we want. I want to ignore these rolls. I want to make sure this macro works. Does not. Okay, I forget exactly what it was. There's some way to make that go on read the successes automatically, but I don't know, roll 20 as well as I could. High or low?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Let's go high.
All right. Boom, boom, boom. So the first 2, indeed, the sounds of Kalira crying out as the bolts like 1-2 into her.
And that's plus this for Bane on the second hit, and then I assume that's sneak attack on both?
No sneak attack because you're firing into total concealment.
Oh, okay.
But indeed, rip. So
And then that will be... Oh! Wait a minute. Arbiter. I've been sitting on this for a long time. Wait, no, it probably won't work. Can you fire magic missiles at something you can't see?
Can you fire magic missiles on the darkness?
Yeah.
I think you need to have a target,
That
unfortunately.
would make sense to me. Okay, well then that will be my turn.
All right, on then. I'm so used to clicking a button and not looking at a notepad. I feel like I've gone back into the 19th century. Let me go get my bottle of tea, which is what I'm going to call this computer now. Anyway, Kato.
So, is it safe to say that although we can't see shit, they can see us?
Kato probably has no idea. Characters could make a knowledge check on their turn.
Arcturus knows.
Arcturus knows that, well, who else? Did anybody else hit a sense motive there? No. Arcturus definitely knows that Vordakai doesn't know what's going on with this fog. But you have no idea. They definitely sound like they're coming right for you.
Right, okay. So, because all I can... So basically, okay. Since I have control over 2 tokens, but because of our formation, Prince would kind of know where Kato is, right? If I wanted to just scoot him over there.
He would
That
not.
wouldn't
You would need to, like... Well, he would not auto know. Actually, he would because he... Well, no. Now I'm confusing my damn self. He does not auto know because he doesn't have meta knowledge. He knows... He has blind sense. And then, like, you could be like, hey, come here, Red Prince, this way. And then he could bop over. He should have line of sight to Senia, too.
Fair. Hey, Prince, to my side! He shuts out, and Prince will come to his side. For some
Alrighty.
reason, I can't move my...
I'll move him for now. Oh, no, I want
there we go.
Got it?
There we go.
Okay,
Got him.
cool.
So I'm just going to have him move here, and he is going to prep a fire breath pointed forward at the first thing that comes into sight, so to speak, 5 feet.
Sure, sounds good.
And all Kato is going to do is spend a point of panache to activate his dazzling display. So, Kato Sicarius, the Magnificent. So, all targets who can see him within 30 feet, he makes an intimidate roll against. So I don't know if they can see me. I'm just taking a guess. If they can see me, then they're affected. I don't have to be able to see them.
Understood. Nothing really seems to happen when you fire it off, unfortunately. You don't.
Okay.
All you really hear is the sound of things running your direction.
Worth a try.
Indeed.
I'm good.
All right, on to Senia we go.
So, when we saw like the fog rise, like, did I get a sense of how far away the enemies were?
Yeah. You would. They're something on the order of like 100 feet or so, maybe a
Okay.
little farther.
All right, so I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and aim my bow and shoot an arrow.
Sounds good.
So hopefully they stick.
So I need a particular target.
I
I guess you could, if you want to just make the ruler tool draw a line, I shoot that way, whatever happens, happens. But I'm not to blame if like a random puppy ended up on the battlefield or something. That made me way more sad than I meant it to. God damn it. Pretend I said something else. Bakken is here. Oh shit. That is also sad. But like if you wanted to shoot at Vordakai or the Centaur army or Kalira or...
I'm gonna like take my take a guess towards like where like I seen Kalir last, and I'm gonna shoot at her
Sounds good.
or her way.
Awesome. Okay. Make it so.
I make an
Unfortunately,
educated guess.
I shouldn't have flavor texted Esker's hits. That was my B. I will say simply something happens. You're not sure if any of those hit or miss. Arrows go flying into the mist. Anything else?
Alrighty.
Are you satisfied with your position on the board?
For now, yes.
Alrighty, let me just grab some blocks of stats. You guys continue to hear the sounds of things just storming your direction. Oh, and probably something else too. Yeah. I'm gonna need to double check the range on a spell. But it's probably coming at Kato. Really got to get those hero points out in the last 9 minutes.
Yeah, we're almost jammed. We just made it to the big encounter.
Good, you got a big long thing to think about all week long. Okie dokie, if Kato could please, I will flavor text after I know things. Kato could please make a will save.
We'll save. All right. As a immediate action, I will activate my Charmed Life ability.
You don't say.
You don't say. All right. Will.
And since
So I've improved Iron Will, so I can reroll that before knowing whether it's a pass or a fail. And that's a 10. My rule is over 10, don't reroll. Under 10, reroll. I don't.
then
know
when you hit the mark, what do you do?
What? Let's see. It's a 22. You know what? I'm a reroll.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Okay, so then what happens? Not like this. Now I get to say that. This is so great. Emerging from the fog, and there's no spellcrafts for this, because the Red Prince can see it. Senia and everyone else probably doesn't have a whole lot of much. Kato, an image of your father, but just aged and weak. His fingers wore down to the bone, his clothes disheveled and covered in grossness. stumbles out and like lurches into you. Now make a fort save.
Yeah, phantasmal. This is like the 5th time.
And it finally sticks!
I know we did. All right, fort, and I don't have another immediate, so I can't charmed life this one. Can I hero point buff it?
You can hero point buff it, or you could hero point wait till after you roll to see.
I'll just add the +8.
Oh god, please don't roll a 1 though.
No. Oops, I almost rolled something completely different. All right, there we go.
I almost can't look. Okay.
Wait, why did I do that's a reflex save? What am I?
Oh, you rolled a 3.
Oh,
Well,
good,
so 11.
good thing you got it in the
Alright.
wrong spot. You can re-roll, it's fine. What a good save. Praise be to the RN. Ooh. Well,
Same roll.
same
So ultimately, the die came up the exact same.
indeed. And when that
+8
happens,
on that, right?
is there a +8 on that?
It's
That
included.
Oh, looks like
That includes the +8.
Do you want to let the 21 stand?
I have to.
Oh, you have a hero point.
I used it for the +8.
Oh, duh. Okay. In that case, as the image of your father falls on top of you, like at the same time the weight of the world just like pushes down into your like whole form, you stagger back. The choices and consequences you've made over your year and a half now in the Stolen Lands, people you've let down, people who were trusting you for help and support who are now dead, just like a weight into your chest. A 21 does pass the fort save.
Oh my god.
Tommy, you're mean.
That is so cruel. I mean, I can't be mad. Oh,
10
We're
well,
sitting here sweating
but
bullets.
I still take damage. Yeah.
10 points of damage.
I started to bring up my...
Yeah. All of a sudden, Vicious Sicarius comes running in. Brother, no!
No! Okay, so
Alright.
Zamanth turns back towards Artoris and extends a hand. With her other hand, she taps her horse back.
As an immediate action, I accept.
And you are pulled onto her back.
Sweet.
It's a very rare thing in her culture. It's seen as like an act of subservience to bear folks as a horse would bear a rider. She 5-foot steps. She can't 5-foot step. She'll just move action here then. So she can keep everybody in line of sight back here, but you all lose sight of the other 3. Ionia.
This fog, right, can be dispelled, but only like temporarily.
Yeah. You would need positive energy or something else that can get rid of a haunt.
Energy, you say? What I
Like channel energy,
What-
like a cleric.
channel energy, not like a cure.
Right, yeah. Cure light wounds, tag the fog.
I mean,
Channel
maybe.
Haunt would get rid of that, yes?
It would be a fair start.
Okay.
Okay, so I can't do anything to like dispel this. But Minoru's got a good sniffer, so maybe he can know where something is, maybe?
Mostly he just smells the first world.
Okay.
We thought of that too.
So there's like really nothing I can do right now, except for run around in the dark.
Stay close. Back-to-back formation. And just take the threat as it hits us.
I mean, do we want to back when we know that Vordakai has
I mean, that
Fireball?
was figured.
Can I-
like?
Would I be able to? Because Fireball has like a verbal component, right? Or
Yeah.
most spells do. So I could hold a dispel, waiting for whatever Vordy does, right?
Indeed. The trick with that is you would need to make a perception check over the sound of charging enemies and the distance, wherever that may happen to be, between Vordakai and yourself. At the moment, you mostly just hear creatures charging at you. Probably Kato screaming.
Okay, so I think what I'd like to do is
Run!
one sec.
So you have mass teleport, right?
Part of the reason I designed this encounter this way is because there are no full casters who can just teleport you out. It's a very, very, very fun thing.
Okay, so I can. Swift action is like a bonus action, right?
More or less.
Like that's something I do on. Okay, so could I sudden insight and hold that as well for my dispel?
What does sudden insight do? Aha!
So basically, I would be holding my sudden insight for perception, and then.
Unfortunately, no. You
Would
can't.
that
You
work?
can't hold 2 actions at once.
Okay. So I couldn't like cast this now and then
Right.
have that apply to a perception later.
Because if it's not used by the end of your turn, the insight fades and you gain no benefit.
Well, shit then. Okay. I guess all I can do is just hold the dispel and hope that I can hear where it's coming from.
You
And-
could prep a melee attack for when
mean-
the line.
Holding
Well, I
Dispel
think-
Magic seems pretty good too.
I think the dispel is probably going to be a little more reliable. But Minoru will take that advice and hold an attack if anything comes close. And he's gonna move over here by me. Or actually, maybe I should move back towards him. Yeah, I'll move there.
Alright, Zamantha takes an immediate action when you move. And, no, she can't. Never mind. I can't take a 5-foot step here. It doesn't matter. You're still within 5 feet of her. She can see you. Okay, that all?
Well, because I'm invisible.
Fine. I didn't want to protect you anyway. So,
Just honest with you.
at the end of the round, let me get some quick outro flavor text, because this is going to hit everybody a little differently. Ionia as the arcane formula, the necessary words and phrasing and emphasis and volume and things for Dispel Magic runs through your head. You hear it like backwards, upside down in Sylvan. Do you speak Sylvan?
Sylvan.
Hmm?
I speak Sylvan.
And you completely understand it, but it is literal nonsense, and you understand it as nonsense. Minoru is like leaning down to get ready to do a big bork, and the bork, as it comes out, everyone hears it, echoes kind of like as if he'd barked into a cave and then someone ticks a flanger up on it. I don't know if we know what flangers are. Music things. Bolts and arrows go flying into the mist, and as the Jabberwock calls out again, it seems to echo from the bowstring, the crossbow string, as they snap Zamantha's hand for a split second. It feels like you just stuck your hand in pudding, and then suddenly feels like you just stuck your hand inside a brick wall simultaneously. It's real weird. Cato, the image of your father, distorts rapidly, probably the most mundane of all. The sound echoes, like Alduin in the opening of Skyrim, away into nothing. It is immediately followed by the trumpeting of several dozen mastodons and the sound of them stampeding directly your way. That is where we're going to call this one. Soon.
Okay.
And with hms and solemn noises and maybe a fixed computer next week, but I don't. I've learned no promises at all. I have a great job and I love having it, but I don't have a rich man's job. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching. Next week, the fate of Concordia is decided. Say bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.